button he pushed on his thing.
Yeah, that's 2 right there. Test 1 2. Check. Check 1 2.
Check 1 2. Check 2 3 4. Harrison Hackbarth is amazing. Cool. I'm glad he heard that. Go Harrison Hackbarth. One of my favorite guys on the team.
From Herman Clark Stadium in Fort Worth, Texas, it is a Thursday night edition of Mustang Friday Night, as your Grapevine Mustangs will be taking on the Southwest Raiders, and it's all coming up next.
He's going to be stopped short, and it's into the end zone for the touchdown.
And a pleasant good evening to you from Fort Worth. Filling in for Jacob Dedamore tonight, my name is Philip Kern. Pleased to be joined by my broadcast partner, Tim Smith. It is going to be a District 4-5A Division II tussle between the Southwest Raiders and your Grapevine Mustangs. And Tim, coming off a big win for the Grapevine Mustangs last week, they're looking to keep that momentum going as they're trying to secure a playoff berth here in the next few weeks.
Yeah, when you come off a big win like that, a lot of staying focused is getting in the film room, looking at what didn't go right the week before. Hard to find what didn't go right. They did have a great game, but they did have some personal fouls last week that they're going to want to clean up. And, the goal for Grapevine, of course, is going to be get out in front, get a big lead, make sure we're running a good offense, a good clean game, and that we get some of the reserves in there by the end of the game like they like to do.
Well, speaking of coaches, actually Jacob Dedamore had a chance to speak with Grapevine head coach Bob DeBest to talk about this week's matchup, and we're going to let you go ahead and take a look at what the interview looks like.
Jacob Dedamore here on the AC Pros pregame show here on Mustang Friday night, and I'm joined right now by Grapevine head coach Bob DeBest. Coach, really nice bounce-back performance this week by your guys. Made it a little extra special, I'm sure, for them. It was on homecoming night, and they got that next district win to keep them going in the standings as we get closer to the playoffs.
Which was really important, particularly when you look at what's in front of us, starting tonight with Southwest. It was important that we bounced back from a disappointing performance against Colleyville, obviously, and I thought they did a great job of that. Again, we started fast, but this time at least we capitalized on it as far as the kickoff return was concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty clean game overall as far as ball security was concerned, no turnovers as far as the offense. And then defensively, they gave the offense, I think, 5 short fields, which, with our offense struggling like it is, that was really crucial as far as being able to put points on the board. And again, to be able to get another shutout. Shutouts are hard to come by, as I've said, and then be able to preserve the shutout in the fourth quarter with, one goal line stand where we recovered a fumble to keep it from getting in, and then a 4th down stop late. That was big, particularly because, that last stop we had some guys in who were backups.
Right.
And got a chance to play and have success.
That game was in the first half especially, kids are going to be kids sometimes, and things got a little heated. Emotions on both sides got maybe a little bit out of control. How do you as a coach handle that with your team?
Well, we tried to get their attention on the sideline as it was going on. It was obvious what we were up against, we were going to have to be disciplined, and at times we weren't. Honestly, 2 of the calls should have been non-calls. They were not unsportsmanlike, but we did have our share. And so when we got in the locker room, I was very calm and just talked to them about what we were up against and what we needed to do as far as restraint and discipline and what have you. And then they came out and did a really good job of that in the second half. So heat of the moment, we still got to get better. We still got some hot heads. We still got some guys that don't get it. One of these days it's going to cost us, and we're going to look back with regret. But hopefully we're getting smarter as the year goes on.
You're playing a team like a Poly who is obviously undermanned, but I know we were personally impressed with how they kept fighting as the game kept going on, and you hated to see those injuries late in the fourth quarter. But that I think is also, in my opinion at least, good for your team, especially for your reserves that were in the fourth quarter when they were playing a team that, even though they were down big, they just kept coming.
I never felt like we were in total control of the game the entire time. I never felt like it. They had some athletes that could make you miss in space, and we're close to getting them the ball. The quarterback was a heck of a player, a heck of an athlete. So I never felt like we were in total control, and like you said, that made it even more special to win that big when we did face adversity like we did. So a lot of kids got to play. A lot of kids made nice plays on special teams. Kind of had a little bit of success that'll keep them going. We're at the point in the season right now where we've got more behind us than we do in front of us as far as the regular season. So some guys are looking at their playing time, and some guys are what's if you're not careful, what's in it for me sets in. And so to be able to get that many people on the field, have some success on special teams, block punts, a surprise onside,
right,
and a big return again. There are some guys involved that maybe aren't starters, that maybe aren't regulars for us, that played a role in those big plays.
We also thought one of the things after the game that I thought was a cool moment personally, I know Tim did as well, was with homecoming, a lot of extra pomp and circumstance and things happening. The Grapevine band didn't do their routine at halftime because of all the homecoming festivities that needed to be done in front of the crowd, so they performed after. And after the game, for those who didn't see it, the team was sitting at the back of the end zone and watching the band perform their routine after the game.
Right.
What was the thought process behind that? And just tell us a little bit about what you told the guys about doing that.
Well, we don't get to see the band perform because we're in obviously at halftime and game planning and what have you, and so that was an opportunity because of how the night fell, and then performing afterwards for us to kind of show our respect for what they do, not just for us, but for what they do for Friday nights and the atmosphere on Friday night. Plus, the routine that they performed was when they were going to perform the next morning, Saturday morning, in a competition.
Right.
And they actually won the championship.
Nice.
They actually finished first in their classification, performing that routine. It's a good reminder to our guys that it's not just about us.
Right.
There's a lot of people that are involved, and a lot of people work really, really hard to make Friday night special.
Yeah, I think people, and it's understandable on some level, tend to forget sometimes that all of these support groups, whether it be cheerleaders, drill team, band, whatever, they work really hard to do what they do on Friday nights and during the week leading up to it, and it's all in support of the football team.
And work hard is the key word. I mean, the hours that they spend. I've often said that if we could be as precise as the Phillies are with their performances, we'd be in pretty good shape football-wise.
Well, let's talk a little bit about this matchup this week with the Southwest Raiders. They're coming off of a win, so they're going to have a little bit of momentum for themselves going as well. What do you see with them on Tuesday?
Well, actually, they're coming off a loss.
Loss. Sorry.
Colleyville beat them, but
sorry, it was the previous week.
Yeah, but they have won their share, what I see is 14 returning starters. So a bunch of guys we saw last year. They've all grown up. We talked about Poly having a couple of athletes, and they could scare you. They've got about 6 or 7 athletes that scare you. So the biggest thing you see on video, regardless of what side of the ball or special teams, suddenness, quickness, speed, and athleticism. And because they've got at least a year under their belt in the systems, they're pretty good at executing. And so it's going to take a really good game on our part. It's really going to take a very good game on our part to come away with a win on the road. And we need it. We need to win 2 in a row. We haven't won 2 in a row, and we need some momentum. We need some momentum as we get to the final stretch of the season.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as always for your time, and good luck in this game tonight.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Those are thoughts of head coach Bob DeBest. We'll be back with more of the AC Pros pregame show here on Mustang Friday night.
Hi, I'm Russ Teeger.
And I'm Laura Teeger. We're the proud owners of AC Pros, family-owned and operated business going on 26 years. And here's a little bit of what we do.
Hi, I'm Jim Bradley. I'm a comfort specialist here at AC Pros. We are a full-service residential and light commercial HVAC company. We do sales and service for residential HVAC. We also do windows, attic efficiencies, radiant barrier installation, solar fans to make your system last longer. Today we're out here in Keller servicing one of our customers' outside units. This is Joel, our lead tech, taking care of the maintenance today. At AC Pros, we're small enough to care, but big enough to take care of business.
Go Mustangs!
Welcome you back to Herman Clark Stadium in Fort Worth. To continue on with our pregame show, we'll take you right into Tim's Takes, presented by Lee Lewis Construction.
And thank you, Philip, and welcome back to Mustang Friday Night, a special Thursday night edition. As the Mustangs are down on the field getting ready to take on Southwest, I get to talk to you about 2 players that have really caught my eye and are really good guys too. I'm talking about the twin brothers, Darius and Darion Burns. The Burns brothers are seniors. One plays wide receiver while the other plays corner. I spoke with Darion first, who plays the cornerback position. The first thing he told me that he had a great practice on Monday. I asked him, why was Monday so great? His response, I made less mistakes, and I know that I play how I practice. That's a great attitude that you absolutely had to love. In fact, just 2 weeks ago, he won the Compete Award. He's very, very competitive. That is given to the players from the coaching staffs each week. So we go back. When I asked him why he chose to play DB while his brother's a wide receiver, he said, honestly, when I was playing receiver, I wasn't getting a lot of playing time, so I went to play DB. I'm very physical, and I like to put my hands on the receivers. That's his favorite part of the position. Darion told me he's looking to play ball in college. He's eyeing Colorado State currently, which would be great for him. I have to say, he was a little bit more intense than Darius, who I met next. Darius, He walked up to me with a huge smile on his face, and the only way I could tell the difference, well, Darius just cut off his hair about a week or so ago. Coach DeBest made a joke about it when I saw him that morning, and it's true. Now, Darius plays receiver, and while he does run good routes, he has nice speed and soft hands. We know Grapevine doesn't throw a ton. So much like Will Matheny, who I spoke about last week, Darius is an excellent blocker, and he takes great pride in his blocking. He said he loves to help his teammates in scoring touchdowns, and he loves them coming off of his blocks, and he's had a ton this year. He also shares the kickoff return duties with Bye-Bye Carradine. Last week, he started off the game versus Poly with a long kickoff return, setting Grapevine up for the opening score. Both brothers wanted to give a shout-out to Mom, and Darius said their grandparents would be watching and wanted to give a shout-out to them as well. He also won the Attitude Award just a couple weeks ago. One story to share to give you all an idea of the relationship of these two brothers. During the big return last week, you can see Darion on the sidelines running all the way along the sidelines with his brother, celebrating the big return as it was happening. Coach DeBest pointed it out this Monday on Carly's show. And I'll tell you what, it was great to see these two kids celebrating each other. As always, I had a blast meeting the both of them. And Philip, I'm really excited to see the impact that they're going to have on the game here tonight.
Well, and their impact will definitely be seen in just a little bit. We just saw the coin toss take place. Grapevine has won the toss. They have elected to defer, so the defense will take the field. to begin this one here tonight in Fort Worth. And one thing I will mention, Tim, as well, is that football is always much more fun when it becomes a family affair, like you talked about with the Burns family, how the parents are so involved and the grandparents are going to be tuning in to watch as well. It makes it a much more entertaining family affair.
Yeah.
And for the Burns family, I'm sure this is something that they're very much looking forward to tonight. And so right now we are going to let you get a live look in at the national anthem, and we will have kickoff here on the Thursday edition of Mustang Friday Night. We are ready for football here in Fort Worth. Once again, your Grapevine Mustangs ready to take on the Southwest Raiders. It's a District 4-5A tussle in the Division II setup here between these two teams. Southwest Raiders will be getting the ball first as Grapevine won the toss, and they have elected to defer. And, of course, for the Southwest Raiders, we're going to be taking a closer look at a couple of their key skill position players, most notably their junior quarterback, Jabari Cooper-Suttis, and some of the weapons on the outside. But also, we're going to be taking a look at senior running back Martavius Boswell, who is quite a weapon out of the backfield. He has over 700 yards rushing and over 200 yards receiving, so almost 1,000 yards in total offense just for him by himself.
He's been doing it all, but he's going to be up against a very, very stout defensive front and backside as well from Grapevine. Their defense has been the strength of this team now for the last few years, and this year's no different. So it's really hard to get the ball out when you're on your back. It's really hard to run for those big yards if there's no holes, but I do expect that Southwest will have some success tonight because they are a good football team. But Grapevine's defense, I'll tell you what, they're going to get after you all night long.
Hayden Rhodes, the senior kicker, will kick this one off from the 40-yard line from our right to our left. Back to return this one for the Southwest Raiders is Marcellus Titus, the junior receiver. And, of course, Southwest Raiders coming with a little bit of a pink accent on their uniforms here tonight. They're coming in with the black jerseys and silver numbers. Here's Rhodes with a line drive kick. Fielded right at the 4-yard line. Titus will bring it up. The ball squirts out of his hands, has to pick it up at the 9-yard line. Keeps in between the hashes, and great coverage there by that Grapevine special teams unit. Xavier Randolph, the senior defensive back, with the great open field tackle.
Yeah, simply can't make mistakes against the special teams from Grapevine. They're very, very good on special teams. Hayden usually is kicking that ball out of the back of the end zone. The wind at his back. He's coming off a double leg cramp from a week ago, so not sure how strong his leg is. He hadn't kicked a lot in practice this week, so we could see him kind of working himself. He was kicking field goals, though, before the game and looked outstanding.
So it all ends up being a 4-yard return for the Southwest Raiders, as that was Titus who brought that up from the 4-yard line. So 1st and 10 from the 8-yard line as we begin play here tonight at Herman Clark Stadium in Fort Worth. Philip Kern filling in for Jacob Dettelmore tonight alongside my broadcast partner Tim Smith. Empty backfield starting here for Southwest. They move a man in motion, and that is Martavius Boswell. They bring him into the backfield. Give it to a handoff, goes outside right tackle, gets to the edge of the 16-yard line, and is lassoed out of bounds by that Grapevine defender. That was the senior quarterback, Darion Burns, who makes the tackle.
So Burns, we talked about him in Tim's takes. He makes a play right away. Devin Thomas actually had really quick penetration into the backfield, just not able to grab the back of that jersey. Great run, great speed being shown right off the bat to get that corner.
9-yard gain there by Boswell. Sets up a 2nd and 1 from the 17-yard line. Ball on the near hash mark. Trips to the left here for Cooper Suttis. And tackled right in the backfield. Absolutely nowhere to go. And there is already a party in the backfield. There's senior defensive tackle Devin Thomas introducing himself to Boswell.
We talked about him on the first play. He got that quick penetration. Looks like the same play they're coming back with. But again, Devin Thomas right through that gap. He's going to make the easy tackle this time. Good job, Devin Thomas. We've been seeing him doing it for 2 years now.
So ends up being a loss of 4 on that one. Sets up a 3rd and 5. So still a very manageable down and distance here for Southwest. They keep Cooper Suttis in the shotgun. Trips to his left once again. They got a one-on-one matchup to the right. Cooper Suttis takes the snap, looks to his left, has to scramble outside to the pocket, and has to just get rid of it. It's incomplete. Roy Williams was the closest Southwest receiver to that one, but the Grapevine defensive line already creating a lot of pressure on just a 3-man rush.
Yeah, not much you can do when Leighton Towery's in your face. That is a big man that's coming after you. He's certainly going to play football in college. That is his goal. His brother Cooper also gets into the lineup here defensively, but hard to do anything when Leighton Towery is bearing down on you.
And so Caleb Lazar, who also plays defensive end for Southwest, he will punt this one away. And back to return this one for Grapevine is number 25, Thomas Powers, the junior defensive back.
Grapevine doesn't look to be coming after this. They look like they're going to be trying to set up a return here.
Good snap to Lazar, gets the punt away. It's a high arcing punt, albeit a very shallow one.
Whew.
And it takes a little bit of a friendly Southwest bounce, but great field position. Starting out for Grapevine here, they will take over at the Southwest 29-yard line.
Yeah, that wind really playing an effect that time. He was kicking right into the wind. The flags are straight going the other way, and so when you're kicking into that sort of wind, I think maybe leave the driver in the bag, bring out your 3-wood. It looked like he tried to really get a hold of that one, but Grapevine set up well, and that's why they defer and put their defense on the field first.
And so we'll now get our first look at the Grapevine Mustang offense. 1st and 10 from the Southwest 28-yard line. They're led by their senior quarterback, Harrison Hackbath. Trips to the right here on this one. Setting a man in motion, that is Carradine. They go right up the gut. And nice run there by Demontrez Dunn as he gets inside the Southwest red zone, gets to the 12-yard line. That is a gain of 16 and a first down there for Grapevine.
Yeah, they use Carradine in motion quite often to give him that pitch. This time they give it to the up man, Dunn, who's had a great season thus far. Hackbarth is going to fake that at some point and come back with that triple option look.
And so 1st and 10 for the Southwest 12. Hackbarth in the shotgun. He's got Dunn there with him. 2 wide receivers out to the right side on the far sideline there. They move Carradine in motion. They go right back to Dunn again. And he falls forward to the 10-yard line. It doesn't get much further. And that's Raylon Carter, the junior defensive end, who makes the stop.
Different look, same play, right? Different look, same motion, same play. What they're doing is they're really getting the attention to be on Carradine. Everybody pays attention to him anyway. A couple weeks ago in his first game back, everybody remembers he had, I think, 7 touches, 3 touchdowns in that game. And so he's a weapon, and all eyes are on him when he goes in motion.
2nd and 8 from the Southwest 10. Hackbarth sends Carradine in motion. They go right up the middle again to the 5 and into the end zone. It's a touchdown for the Grapevine Mustangs. That's the senior running back Connor Bell with his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season.
You can ring that bell. We talk about it every time he scores. Great job here. We'll look at it. Look at the blocking up front. Look at the tight end, Brady Wagner, come through. Look at the line, push the line of scrimmage forward, and just a huge hole and great speed to accelerate through. Good vision for Connor Bell, the son of our very own producer, Trey Bell. Congratulations, another touchdown.
Hayden Rhodes out to kick the extra point. Bit of a high snap. They do corral. The kick is on the way, and it is good. And so with 9:40 left to go in this first quarter, Grapevine out to an early 7-0 lead. You're watching a Thursday night edition of Mustang Friday Night.
like this shouldn't be made online or shipped to you without a rest test. We have so many options and prices to choose from. Let us help you select the perfect mattress so you'll sleep better tonight. Remember, if you're not shopping at Stacy's, you're burning money.
Three-play, 28-yard drive to get things going for the Grapevine Mustangs, as they're now up 7-0 here with 9:40 left to go here in this first quarter. Philip Kern alongside my broadcast partner Tim Smith here at Herman Clark Stadium in Fort Worth. And you can't really get much more efficient than a three-play scoring drive, but capitalizing on great field position off a great stop from the defense.
Can't ask for a better start than that if you're the Grapevine Mustangs.
Rhodes a line drive kick, and Titus lets this one go, bounce into the end zone for a touchback, and so Southwest will take over their own 25, albeit much better starting position than their first drive.
Well, that ball was coming in hot, and no way he was going to try to field that one as it skipped it at about the 11-yard line, but it was coming in like a torpedo, and that would have been a very dangerous trying to field that. So smart decision to let it go into the end zone and play from the 25 here.
One thing to note about that Grapevine scoring drive, those three plays only took 1 minute off the clock.
Our replays tonight are going to be sponsored by Black Walnut Cafe, and we'll have plenty of them.
First quarter of this broadcast brought to you by Stacy Furniture and Design. Southwest taking over at their own 25-yard line. They go right back to Boswell. Has a lane right outside left tackle and fights his way forward to the 35-yard line. So that's a solid 10-yard gain. But there you see the speed of Martavius Boswell. He is absolutely dangerous.
He sure did get around that corner. Most people aren't able to get around the corner on this Grapevine defense. One thing they're very good at is stringing those plays out and getting you to the boundary. But that time, that's the second time we've seen him be able to get that corner.
That sideline-to-sideline speed for this Grapevine defense will definitely be tested against this Southwest Raider offense. 1st and 10 for their own 35. Grapevine showing blitz. Takes the snap. Hand off to Boswell. Makes a cut. Gets to the 40. Good field vision there by Boswell. He was eventually dragged down by Devin Thomas, but Martavius Boswell, once again, keeping those chains moving and keeping them on schedule.
Well, you can see why they run the ball so well. They have some really nice blocking downfield. The receivers are getting involved in the run game, and these DBs were getting blocked up. They're not used to that. And so far this run game, and Boswell's really having his way just a little bit. We'll see what the adjustment's going to be for the defense.
8:29 left here in this first quarter. Southwest is driving. 2nd and 1 for their own 44. On the near hash mark here. 2-back setup here in the shotgun. Cooper says takes the snap. Going with an end around here. That's Marcellus Titus, the sophomore receiver. He gets a couple of yards, and that will be enough to move the chains for a first down.
Well, that looked a little bit like a play your San Francisco 49ers might run with Deebo Samuel. They had 2 running backs there in the backfield. One was their speedy wide receiver and kick return man, and they just give the ball and little power sweep action. Nice looking play.
Right out of the Kyle Shanahan playbook.
Right out of it.
Exactly. Now another 1st and 10 here from their own 47-yard line. Going with a 4 wide receiver look. Boswell in the backfield. They move Titus in motion. They give it to him on an end around. He's got some blocks in front of him. Gets into Grapevine territory to the 46-yard line. And once again, Southwest is really starting to generate some nice momentum with these running plays.
Another creative play call. You get your speedy guy coming in motion. Just give it to him on a little jet sweep. And again, using that speed, they might be just a little bit faster right now than the Grapevine defense.
Gain of 7 on that play by Marcellus Titus. Makes up a 2nd and 3. As Southwest is now in Grapevine territory at the 45-yard line. Cooper Sudis looking to the near sideline for the play call. He's got 3 wide receivers to his left. They've not thrown the ball once as of yet. Actually, they've thrown one time. It's incomplete. And they go right up the middle to Boswell, and not a whole lot there. And Devin Thomas, once again, making a tackle right at the line of scrimmage. And Thomas is already a handful at this early going.
Devin Thomas making his presence known immediately. And he's been a little quiet the last few weeks, so it's good to see him getting active so early on in this game.
3rd and 3.
3rd and 3 coming up here, 6:30 and counting in this first quarter. Grapevine already up 7-0.
Grapevine didn't like what they saw there.
And a timeout being called on the field. And timeout being called by Grapevine.
Yeah, something about the look that Southwest was showing there. The coaches on the sideline, they didn't like it, and they couldn't get the players to adjust quick enough. So obviously they had to get that timeout. Something did not feel good to them on that one for sure.
So 3rd and 3 coming up here. Of course, this first quarter brought to you by Stacy Furniture and Design. We'll be right back after this timeout.
Hi, I'm Russ Teeger.
And I'm Laura Teeger. We're the proud owners of AC Pros, family owned and operated business going on 26 years. And here's a little bit of what we do.
Hi, I'm Jim Bradley. I'm a comfort specialist here at AC Pros. We are a full-service residential and light commercial HVAC company. We do sales and service for residential HVAC. We also do windows, attic efficiencies, radiant barrier installation, solar fans.
3rd down and 3. Southwest going right up the middle, and they do get the first down, generating a big tight push right at the line of scrimmage, and that was number 17 there for Southwest. Trying to confirm here who that was, and that was Raylan Carter. We saw time at defensive end, but he got a big push there and another first down.
1st and 10. Southwest.
It's so odd to see the defense get run up the middle like that. First outside, now inside.
We're right up the middle again. That is Raylan Carter. And this time doesn't get as much of a push. They do give him forward progress to the 38. 1 yard gain after all of that, but there you see Grapevine just really converging right at the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
Much better stop there by Grapevine. They're going to start to crowd that line of scrimmage, I assume, here pretty quick. What Southwest is doing a really good job of, though, is spreading that Grapevine defense out all the way.
2nd and 9 coming up here from the Grapevine 38. 5:25 left in this first quarter. Empty backfield starting out here for Southwest. Move Boswell in motion. They get him right back into the backfield. Cooper Suttis with the handoff. They go to Boswell. Makes a jump cut. Nice open field tackle right there on the far side. That was Maddox Stanley, the senior safety, who comes in for run support.
A big play by Maddox Stanley, who's been moving all over this defense from safety to linebacker. And look at him come up here. He's over here in the middle, and he has to track all the way over to that side of the field, right? He makes sure no one can block him and makes a great big tackle there. That's a big-time tackle. Because if he doesn't make that tackle, now you're depending on your corner to make a touchdown-saving tackle.
3rd and 7 after that 2 yard gain by Boswell. Cooper Suttis in the shotgun, takes the snap, play action, rolls out to his right, goes to the near sideline, catch made inside the 30-yard line, and that catch was made by senior Lawrence Taylor, and that will move the chains, another first down.
Just a simple play action boot play with a comeback on the outside. Real easy, nice pitch and catch, quarterback and receiver. Grapevine's on their heels a little bit defensively right now.
7-yard completion after all that, and good throw in motion there by Cooper Suttis as well.
Well, they make it easy for him, right? He's a right-hander, and they let him boot out to the right. That's always nice to see. Let him get a little bit of a flow early. Sometimes you get a right-hander rolling out to his left. Not as easy.
Coming up on 4 minutes left here in this first quarter. Southwest is on their best drive of the night so far. 1st and 10 from the 28. The pitch to Boswell. Tries to get to the edge and is met promptly at the 30-yard line. That may be a loss of 1 on that play there by the Grapevine defense.
I couldn't see who made that tackle. We'll see if we can see on the replay. They motion a guy over, number 14, as an extra blocker. You see he goes from receiver and then lines up on the line of scrimmage at tight end, so you know the play's coming this way. And it's just Leighton Towery coming up to make him move, and then the corner comes up to make the big tackle. I think that was number 8, if I'm not mistaken.
No loss and no gain on that one. Makes it 2nd and 10 coming up here.
Ryan Hamilton.
They go right back up the middle to Boswell again, and I'm going to say no gain on that one as well. And so Grapevine really tightening up here on this 3rd down coming up.
Well, this is a big 3rd down from them, right? If they're going to keep them out of the end zone, and you think, we don't know if they have a good kicker or not. You have the wind against you, so probably not looking at a field goal. So I'm going to guess that this is 4-down territory. So big play here for Grapevine to keep them in 4th and long.
2-back setup here for Southwest. 3 wide receivers out here. 2:41 to go here in this first quarter. Cooper Sudis on the keeper, pitches it out to Titus to the 20-yard line. Going to be about a yard short of that first down, so this could end up being 4-down territory, but Titus at least makes it interesting here, as we'll see on this replay.
Yeah, nice little triple option. We haven't seen that yet. He pitches just at the last second, and what happens there is Major Heck comes down and he squeezes just a little bit too far inside, coming at the quarterback, not keeping that pitch relationship, which causes the seam for the running back to get a few yards.
And so 4th and 2 coming up here. Southwest is going to go for it. They go right back to Carter. Has the first down well into Grapevine territory, and there wasn't a whole lot of resistance there. That was met by that Grapevine defense.
Yeah, and that's a big-time tackle by Boozer coming up, number 9, because that was a touchdown if he doesn't hold on there. 17's a big bruising running back, isn't he? He's coming in and gobbling up those yards.
They get up to the 14-yard line, so big chunk of yardage there by Raylan Carter, and now Southwest is in the Grapevine red zone. 1st and 10 from the 14. Cooper Sudis in the shotgun. They take the handoff. It's to Boswell and spun around before he could fall forward for a couple of yards. I think that was Major Hecht who was there to provide some run support. Either way, a good open field tackle for a couple of yards after that.
Yeah, that was Boozer again, number 9, coming up to make the big play. Boozer's been all over the place. I know he won an award this past weekend. It's given out by the coaching staff at the end of every game on Carly Isabel's show on Monday night. I can't remember exactly the award, but he did win an award. He was up on the podium, and he's been solid all year.
So a 2-yard game, 8 sets 2nd and 8 from the 13-yard line. They do send Roy Williams in motion. Here's the snap. Cooper Sudis on the keep. Has to run to his right side and has to go out of bounds. Nowhere to go for him. So great contained there by that Grapevine defense.
And once again, that's the speed that we talk about the Grapevine defense. And this time they're able to stay a little bit more disciplined and string this play out and make nowhere to go. You see he wants to go left, but Major Heck makes the play. He sits down right there, plays his position perfectly, makes him go to the other side of the field. Grapevine defense, excellent job as a unit to string that out.
3rd and 10 from the 14-yard line. 45 seconds left in this first quarter. Southwest threatening to drop this goose egg from the scoreboard. Here comes the blitz. Cooper Sudis gets rid of it, and right into that window. It's complete at the 5-yard line, and a first down. That's Lawrence Taylor coming in clutch again.
That was a big-time throw and catch, because I'll tell you what, he took a hit. There was a guy coming square off the edge.
And they will not give him the first down. He was about a yard short. And so that completion is only about a gain of 9 after all that.
And now 4th and short again. They've been in this position twice on this drive.
The question is Southwest just going to run this clock down?
It looks that way, because you would think here, and by the stats, this is when they bring in that big bruising running back that they have, and it doesn't look like they're making any changes. 4 seconds now, you guess they're going to go ahead and let the quarter run out.
And that will be the end of the first quarter, and when we come back, it'll be a big 4th and 1. You're watching a Thursday night edition of Mustang Friday Night.
If you need to sell your car, truck, or SUV, now's the time. Classic Chevrolet in Grapevine is buying more than ever, which means you'll get more than ever from the #1 Chevy dealer in America. At your regional buying center, getting an offer is as easy as driving through and getting a check on the spot in minutes. Or use it to trade into a new Chevrolet and save even more. This is Texas. This is classic. Relax and enjoy the difference.
Compass Church.
Welcome Welcome back to this Thursday edition of Mustang Friday Night. The second quarter brought to you by Compass.Church. Grapevine up 7-0, but Southwest is coming up with a 4th and 1 at the Grapevine 5-yard line. Philip Kern alongside my broadcast partner, Tim Smith, here in Fort Worth. And this could be a very quarter-altering drive. We're already about to start the second quarter, but Southwest is definitely threatening. They would love to tie this game up right here.
Yeah, and here they have their big running back now is in at quarterback, and they have another 99 is in the backfield with them, so
this is definitely the jumbo package.
Could we see the tush-push play?
It's always a possibility, especially with somebody as big as Raylan Carter. Carter going under center.
Carter looking for the play, and now a timeout.
Oh, wow.
By Southwest, okay.
So, timeout called by Southwest. And we will go to another commercial as the Southwest Raiders will want to talk things over. We'll be back to Fort Worth in just a moment.
Compass Church is for you. Join us each week to experience great music, a message that applies to your everyday life, as well as programming for your kids and students to engage on their level. Learn more at compass.church.
Each year across the United States, young lives are lost to sudden cardiac arrest, and our communities are left to pick up the pieces. That's what happened in April of 2009 when Zachary Schraw lost his life to an undiagnosed heart condition after collapsing suddenly during a Plano East Senior High School football practice. After his death, Zach's loved ones knew it was time to take action to protect young hearts across North Texas from this silent killer. Since its establishment in 2009, Living for Zachary has impacted thousands of families by providing heart screenings for ages 12 to 22, donating AEDs to youth-based organizations.
Welcome back, 4th and 1. They try to get the push, and they don't get gun. The ball is out. They did whistle the play dead, but the most important part of this is that Southwest was stopped short, and that looks to be a turnover on downs and a big win for the Grapevine Mustang defense.
Now, from up here, it certainly didn't look like he got it. Let's take a look at the replay as Carter goes under center, gets the ball, but is immediately stopped. I mean, immediately stopped. And no, they don't get it, so Grapevine, and in the break I said, here comes a turnover. I was hoping for a fumble, maybe interception, but hey, this is just as good. No touchdown, and Grapevine with the ball now, starting deep in their own end, and they'll have to drive the field. They did it a week ago with a big 96-yard drive, so we'll see what they can get done here, starting from their own 5-yard line.
That's a big win there for the Grapevine defense, and let's see what they can do with it. It's their second drive of the game, and that was a long drive that Southwest was on, albeit a fruitless one. Hackbart takes the snap, gives to Connor Bell, and loses yardage almost immediately on that play there. And that tackle was made by the defensive end, Roy Williams, who's playing both ways tonight.
Roy Williams playing both ways, and then that's what happens sometimes with some of the smaller schools out in Fort Worth. Unfortunately, they don't have the big class that Grapevine has, so they have some kids playing both ways. Some are just uber talented, but a 3-yard loss from their own 5-yard line does not make second down any easier.
That's right. Hackbarth is in his own end zone. He's got 2 backs with him. Takes the snap. They go to Dunn this time. Tries to keep it in between the hashes and almost gets back to the original line of scrimmage. We'll call that a gain of 1. After all that, and there's Williams once again emerges from the pile.
And now you have to wonder, at this point, it's about getting the ball into one of your playmakers' hands to try to get some of these yards. And maybe this is a point in time to try to get the ball into Carradine's hands. He's the one that is typically going to make a huge play for you and a good shot in the arm.
3rd and 10 for Grapevine. Hackbarth is on his own goal line. Takes the snap. They go right to Bell. And doesn't get a whole lot there. Tried to follow his block to left tackle and didn't really get a whole lot. Did get 2 yards on that play, but that's Heslop Kane, the junior linebacker, who makes the stop. And out comes the punt team for Grapevine.
Yeah, you get the feeling there. They were, obviously you get the ball to Bell, who tends to be able to get those big chunk yards as well. But also, too, you're playing to get out of that own end zone and at least give your punter some room. So sometimes it's okay to just give yourself some room and punt the ball out of there and play defense. No mistakes.
A little bit of an interesting setup here for Grapevine on special teams. We have a long snap, and that's Rhodes who punts this one away. It's of a pretty decent kick. It takes a Grapevine bounce, nearly touched one of the coverage men there, and it will settle in at the 42-yard line. And so some great field position here for Southwest, but 9:54 left to go in the second quarter.
Heck of a job by Hayden Rhodes. Leighton Tower, he's the center on the long snapper on these punts. He typically does not have a poor snap. That one just got a little bit high. You have to think the wind is playing into that a little bit. Hayden gets up and makes a heck of a catch and is able to get that punt off. Talk about being an athlete, especially coming off the double calf injuries that he had a week ago. Well, not injuries, really more of a cramping situation. Talked to him this week at practice. He seemed to be doing well. He didn't kick Monday or Tuesday. I think he started kicking again yesterday.
And so now Southwest, actually, they're going to get the ball to the 36-yard line. So I think they ruled that it was touched by one of the Grapevine players. And Boswell spins away from a tackler. But that was Boozer right there who stands him up at the 32-yard line. So after all that, a gain of 4 starting out here for Boswell.
Boozer coming out having a big game tonight and really in on those tackles. You don't always want your safety in on all these tackles, but the Grapevine defense is starting to get very aggressive in this run game. And, time of possession has been so lopsided. Grapevine's had the ball for just over a minute, yet still has the lead somehow.
So 4-yard gain. 4-yard gain makes it 2nd and 6 for Southwest. They move Titus in motion. Give it to him on the end around. Picks up a block. Cuts at the 25. Spins around. Flag does come in at the 25-yard line. As of right now, it looks to be a first down run for Southwest. But we have to make sense of all the yellow laundry that's out there right in between the hashes at the 27.
I think we had a hold on big number 74. Had a little bear claw hug around Devin Thomas, I believe. Devin looks very excited. Now he's clapping. Not sure, but that number 11 is a speedy receiver.
Who sure is. Marcellus Titus.
Marcellus Titus. Boy,
they
he's
use
fast.
him in a whole bunch of different
they're using him very much like a Percy Harvin type.
Right. So it is a hold on Southwest. It is a 10-yard penalty. So back them up all the way to the 37-yard line.
Well, Grapevine's got to get this figured out. They are letting big chunks of running yards being gobbled up at a time. It's very unusual for them. And we haven't seen teams just drive consistently down the field on them yet this year in district. Well, of course, I wasn't at the Colleyville game, so I can't talk about that one. But
2nd and 11 here for Southwest. Cooper Suttis takes the snap, dumps it up on the screen. It's to Boswell. Makes a nice cut. Tries to reverse field. Gets away from another tackler to the 30. Breaks through to the 25-yard line. Gets to the 24. And that will be enough for a Southwest first down.
That was a well set up screen. And Boswell just putting on the moves out there. I'll tell you, he's been really impressive, hasn't he? And we knew that coming in with all the yards he's gobbled up. He's been the mainstay of this offense this year. But wow, some really great moves and getting himself out of tackles.
13-yard gain here, 1st and 10 for Southwest at the Grapevine 24. Really trying to tie this one up here. Grapevine has led the entire time. Starting out here as they capped off a 3-play, 28-yard drive back in the first quarter. Cooper Suttis takes the snap. Quick release to the left side to the 20-yard line, and that is a completion. And that is number 19, Dominique Lane, the senior receiver, who gets on the stat sheet.
Nice job by Darian Burns to make that tackle immediately. And when I talked to him this week, he told me how much he loves to be physical. And you can see it. It's showing up here in his run support here tonight.
4-yard completion makes it 2nd and 6 from the 20. Ball's on the near side hash mark. Trips to the right for Cooper Suttis as he looks to the Southwest sideline to get the play call. 10 seconds left on the play clock here. 7:55 left to go in the second quarter. Cooper Suttis takes the snap, and he keeps it himself, goes right up the middle. Nice read on that keeper, and gets to the 15-yard line, and that should be, they're going to give him forward progress to the 14, so a gain of 6 and a first down.
Yeah, just a read option there. You kind of ride the running back, and what happens is the defensive end stays out to make that tackle. So what do? You go right where that defensive end left, and you hit that gap. Great job, great play design, and a good read by the quarterback.
And so Southwest now in the Grapevine red zone for the second time in this quarter. Cooper Suttis looks to his left. 3 wide receivers to his right here on the setup.
Now, Grapevine they're trying to play a little cat and mouse game too. They'll show them one look. Once the coaches make the call for Southwest, Grapevine's coming out of that look.
Cooper Sutton is taking off with it, but whistles blow. And I think we had a little bit of movement on the line of scrimmage here. Let's see what the call is.
You're right. False start against the offense, 100%. So now that puts them in 1st and 15, but the way they've been running the ball and chewing up yards, you don't think that's going to be much of an issue for them.
Well, and on this situation here, the field goal could very much be in play. Their kicker, Johnny Garcia, the senior, he's 2 for 3 of field goals on the season, and as long as it's from 34. So this is right about on the outer edge of his range here.
And a good 15 to 20 mile an hour wind going towards that end zone. So
trips to the right. Cooper Suttis has a lane to the 15, to the 10, makes a nice cut. He jumps over a Grapevine defender, and he caught some air over Darian Burns, but that is Cooper Suttis who makes something happen with his legs.
Wow, Cooper there just having a little hurdle, having his Josh Allen moment, hurdling defenders. You don't necessarily want your quarterback flying over defenders like that, but if you're that athletic and can get away with it, kudos. I played quarterback, and I would never have done that. I'll tell you that now.
12-yard gain makes it 2nd and 3 coming up here. For Southwest, they are at the Grapevine 7-yard line. Cooper says, high snap. They give it to Boswell, fumbles it, and it's picked up by Grapevine. Here they come the other way, and that is number 9, Brady Boozer, to the 40. He's got all sorts of green grass in front of him. This is going to be a scoop and score for the Grapevine Mustangs.
Well, that's what Grapevine needed. They needed that turnover. This defense thrives off plays like that. They haven't had a lot of turnovers this year, but look at Boozer. Once he got the ball in his hands, and he said on Monday that he wasn't very fast on Carly's show, I beg to differ, young man. You flew down those sidelines. Maybe the ball in your hand in the end zone in sight makes you a little faster. What causes the fumble, though? I don't know if we can get that replay, which is sponsored by Black Walnut Cafe. Doesn't look like we're going to get to see too much more of that replay. We apologize. But, hey, great play by the defense. Great play by Boozer to scoop and score. Okay, we're going to come back with that replay here, I'm being told, here in a minute. So let's get this extra point by Hayden Rhodes.
And so Rhodes lines up for the extra point. It's now a 2-score game here for Grapevine. Down to hold it is Mason Tatum. As the officials are trying to get all set up here. Rhodes is ready. The kick is on the way, and it is good. 5:53 left to go here in this first half. Grapevine now out to a 2-score lead. They're up 14-0 over Southwest. You're watching this Thursday night edition of Mustang Friday Night. The second quarter brought to you by Compass.Church.
So here's the replay here, and it's just going to be a simple little zone handoff to the left. And does he get the handoff? That's going to be the question. Or did somebody knock it out of his belly? A little bit of a high snap. No, he runs into his own man. He runs into 74, who Devin Thomas actually pushed him back into the play. So Devin Thomas really creates the fumble. Boozer picks up the fumble, and then he's off to the races. So great team defense by Grapevine there on that play.
Well, end up as a 94-yard scoop and score by Brady Boozer. They put that on his highlight reel.
Look for Brady Boozer to be part of Tim's Takes next week. Ladies and gentlemen, he's really earned it here tonight so far.
A message that applies to your everyday life, as well as programming for your kids and students to engage on their level. Learn more at Compass.Church.
Each year across the United States,
Two-score lead now for the Grapevine Mustangs as they're now up 14-0 over the Southwest Raiders. Philip Kern alongside my broadcast partner Tim Smith as the ball blows off the tee. And Tim, you were talking about the winds that were kind of swirling around here at Herman Clark Stadium. And of course, we have the ball blowing off the tee. So just to give you an indicator of how strong those winds are.
Yeah, we had a windy game last week as well. If that thing falls off the tee again, they'll have someone come up and hold it for the kicker, which you never really want.
Rhodes on the approach line, drives his kick. It kind of goes off as a little bit of a knuckler. Comes up from the 10-yard line. That is Titus. Flag comes in as Titus is hit. Not sure what the flag is on here, but either way, number 31, Cooper Towery, coming in to make that tackle on special teams.
Cooper Towery, the younger brother of Leighton Towery, the senior Cooper, the sophomore who gets in on the defense. They're going to wave this flag off. But great job by Cooper. He's one of the catalysts on that kickoff team.
And so if you're the Southwest Raiders, you have to be very frustrated because you've had two great drives that have taken a lot of time off the clock and absolutely nothing to show for it. So really at this juncture here with 5:48 left in the first half, you have to call this a must-score drive. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I mean, Grapevine has had the ball for about 1 minute and 40 seconds, and they have the lead 14-0 with 5 minutes to go in the first half. That really makes no sense. I've never seen anything like it, but here we go again, and this offense is going to have to go back to work, but they have to finish a drive if they want to stay in this game.
5:48 left to go. 1st and 10 for Southwest at their own 19-yard line. Cooper Suttis on the handoff. He's going to pitch it out to Titus this time. Makes a nice cut. Spins around to the 27-yard line. And there you can see Marcellus Titus. If you don't get a lid on him, he's going to be dangerous.
Oh, he was electric. Look at that spin move. Look how he comes here. We fake it to the up back, then we give it to him. That's a triple option. We have 3 different options to go. Nice block on the outside, and then he spins. Wow, he's just spinning out of a tackle there, out of the tackle of what would have been from Tatum Evans, who is a sure tackler for this team.
And so 2nd and 3 coming up here, 5:12 and counting. Screen pass, they find Titus, gets to the 31-yard line, and that will be enough to move the chains for a first down. So a 5-yard completion, and they're really getting Titus involved here in this drive.
They sure are, and heck of a tackle by Ryan Hamilton. Ryan Hamilton, the boundary corner. He almost, I mean, if he doesn't make that tackle, I think Titus is probably gone. So great job to break down and make that touchdown-saving tackle.
1st and 10 for Southwest at the 31-yard line. Just a little under 5 minutes left here in this second quarter. And Southwest has really dominated possession for the majority of this first half. Cooper starts with the snap, takes it himself, goes up the gut to the 40. He's got some wheels. He's into Grapevine territory and keeps his balance, and finally brought down inside the 10-yard line. He has no quit in him. And my goodness, Jabari Cooper Suttis with a big-time run.
Burns and Major Heck that time saved the day, but you're right, he hit that seam and he was off to the races. Amazing run there. I mean, Grapevine has had a problem all night with this run game. Now the question is, you've been here twice before, can you finish?
Biggest play of the night for Southwest, 62-yard run by Jabari Cooper Suttis. Give a handoff, they go right outside left tackle. They continue to inch their way forward towards the end zone, and that's a 3-yard gain. After all that, I believe that was Boswell on the carry, but we'll see when we get this pile all cleaned up.
We pile off a bunch of guys. We have a gang tackling. Looks like Boozer was back in that mix again. We had 3 Grapevine players in on the play. You had number 43 was in on the play. And, of course, 43 is Bradley Stanier, who is the sack leader on this team. And then you had 95 in on the tackle, Ty Hohenberger as well.
2nd and goal now from the 4-yard line. 3:38 remaining in this first half. Yes, Cooper Suttis looking towards the sideline for the play call. Only 5 seconds left on the play clock, but they don't look to be anywhere close to snapping it.
Nope,
and they're going to call a timeout here. And so we will step aside for just a moment. 3:22 left to go. Grapevine leads 14-0, but the Southwest Raiders are threatening.
Each year across the United States, young lives are lost to sudden cardiac arrest, and our communities are left to pick up the pieces. That's what happened in April of 2009 when Zachary Schraw lost his life to an undiagnosed heart condition after collapsing suddenly during a Plano East Senior High School football practice. After his death, Zach's loved ones knew it was time to take action to protect young hearts across North Texas from this silent killer. Since its establishment in 2009, Living for Zachary has impacted thousands of families by providing heart screenings for ages 12 to 22, donating AEDs to youth-based organizations, and training community members in the use of CPR, all with the goal of saving lives. Sudden cardiac arrest doesn't wait, so we can't either. Schedule your child's heart screening today, apply for an AED for your organization, or make a donation that could change a life forever. Together, we can give our children's hearts a second chance. Join the movement to save young hearts at livingforzachary.org today.
Second and goal coming up here for Southwest at the Grapevine 4-yard line as they are trying to cut this deficit in half. Cooper Suttis in the shotgun. He's got Boswell with him in the backfield. Takes the snap. Go right to Boswell up the middle. Follows his blockers. And is he in there? No, they're going to say he's down at the 1-yard line. So ever so close. But it will be another play to try to get into this end zone.
Yeah, it looked like the ball had come out, but perhaps the knee was down first, and the ground probably caused that ball to pop up out of there. So now a big third down, obviously, fourth down territory you would assume here, but a big third down, and of course, they have that big bruising back is in the game. And number 55 is in the game at fullback, so this is a stacked backfield.
Third and goal from the 1. They hand it off, and he will be into the end zone, and it's a touchdown for the Southwest Raiders, and that is Raylan Carter, who takes the plunge from 1 yard out, and Southwest is on the board.
And I believe Carter leads the team with 8 touchdowns already coming in. He's been their short yardage back based on what I saw on the internets today when I was looking up their stats and so on. So it looks like this is what they do. They get inside that 5-yard line, they give it to the big man, and they let him rumble, and why not? Now 2:39 Grapevine. Are they going to have a little bit of tank for the offense? They've only had the ball 2 times. They're going to have to put something together.
Johnny Garcia, the senior kicker, is out for the extra point. And the referee is looking towards the press box for something clock related. Looks like to be resend the play clock. The kick from Garcia, a bit of a line drive kick, but it does go through. And that is a capper. So 2:39 left to go in this first half. Southwest is on the board as Grapevine leads 14-7.
Yeah, this is looks like we're going to go to break and take this break with the Mustangs.
Do you feel your home is too humid and slightly musty? Do you have that room or side of the house you don't use because it's too hot or too cold? Do you have family members struggling with health issues or allergies? Then contact Energy Attic and transform your living spaces by transforming your attic. Energy Attic uses a 3-part energy reduction system to make your home or office as comfortable and energy efficient as possible, saving you money, reducing your carbon footprint, and improving indoor air quality. Who doesn't want to save money, breathe cleaner air, and sleep better? Energy Attic helps improve your home climate control, reduces those cold and hot pockets, makes it more comfortable throughout, and saves you up to 40% on your energy bill. It's fast and easy to schedule your free Energy Attic audit. Simply visit energyattic.com and fill out the form. Virtual appointments are available as well. Now is the time to get your project started. So let Energy Attic show you how much you can love the comfort of your home. energyattic.com. Attic solutions to transform your life.
Garcia ready to send this one away for the Southwest Raiders. 2:39 left to go here in this first half after capping off a big-time scoring drive that the Southwest Raiders absolutely needed. But now we'll probably get to see the Grapevine Mustang offense on for a bit more of an extended period of time as that kick sails out of bounds, and a penalty flag will follow suit.
Well, that's certainly going to help this offense, which at this point is in no kind of flow. They've had the ball only twice, one time on a short field where they were able to score in 3 plays. The next time they went 3 and out where they were on their own 5-yard line to start. So you're talking 3 plays that they've run so far offensively, and now you have to come out and essentially run a 2-minute drill. So no pressure, offense, no pressure. They've been on the bench the entire night.
And so Grapevine now takes over at their own 30-yard line. 2:39 left to go in this first half. Hackbarth in a bit of a pistol. He takes off to his left side, pitches it out, and the ball is going to hit the turf. Bell has to fall at the 11-yard line. And they will mark him down actually at the 12, but after all that, that was a disastrous play for the Grapevine Mustangs, and that was Raylan Carter who makes the tackle for loss. He really just blew that whole play up.
Yeah, I mean, they played it perfectly. They played the pitch man and the quarterback the way you're supposed to. Hackbarth, he has no choice but to try to pitch it. Doesn't see that Carradine is covered up. Carradine's actually tackled while the ball is being pitched to him, which I have not seen that this year. Lucky to get that ball back. Heads up play by Connor Bell.
And so well back into their own territory, a loss of 18 on that one. Hackbarth takes the snap, looks to his left, keeps the eyes downfield. He takes off with it and gets out of bounds to the 15-yard line. And they'll get about 3 yards back after all that.
Yeah, just there's nothing open. They tried to run a double drag situation, trying to get their big tight end Brady open on the drag coming across, but they're just in a zone defense, and they just kind of covered everybody up. Hackbarth does the right thing and gets off and takes off and gets what he can. Now this third and long, I mean, I don't think Grapevine has a play in the playbook to cover this. Most teams don't. So at this point, you're trying to get what you can get, right?
Third and very long coming up here. Hackbarth to the far side. That is done and gets almost back to the 29-yard line. And that will be going back to the original line of scrimmage, but obviously nowhere close to that first down they need. So Grapevine will send out the punt team. And once again, just not a whole lot of time on the field here for this offense.
Yeah, now again, they've run 9 plays. That play they ran a week ago, was a touchdown to Connor, was completely uncovered when they threw it to him. This time, Dunn was covered up. I'll tell you what, Southwest has obviously done their homework, and they're playing a very good style of defense the last 2 drives.
And so now Hayden Rhodes is out to punt this one away for Grapevine. He's a couple of steps to his right and sends this kick up into the air, up into the wind. And it takes it takes a very friendly Southwest bounce. So it'll go right back into plus territory. And with 1:38 left to go, Southwest, now with only one, they do have one timeout in their pocket, but now they have a chance to tie this one up before halftime.
Yeah, that's the first time I've seen Hayden kick or punt the ball staying still. He's usually running, doing those rugby-style kicks. Maybe because of the wind, they decided to let him sit there and kick. He gets off a decent kick, just takes a rough bounce. And again, this wind, folks, is extremely strong down on the field.
And so 1:38 left to go. Southwest does have one timeout at their disposal, but they are coming in plus field position right now, and now they have a chance to tie this one up, which is impressive considering they gave up a very short field touchdown drive, and of course they gave it that 94-yard scoop and score to Boozer. And so when you consider all this, where Southwest is sitting right now, they feel pretty good about where they're at.
Well, conversely, they've had the ball the entire first half, so you're surprised maybe they haven't scored a little bit more. They've been in the red zone twice, 3 times, and have only come away with the 1 score.
Cooper Sudis off his back foot, nearly one palmed out of the air by Williams at the 35. It's incomplete. That would have been a very acrobatic catch for the highlight reel there.
Yeah, I don't think that's a throw. If you're on the Southwest coaching staff, you want to see your quarterback making this situation, but lucky this wasn't intercepted, and Grapevine lucky it wasn't caught one-handed, but really this is a ball that was just up for grabs, and anyone could have came down with that one.
He was trying to channel his own Odell Beckham type of highlight there with that one-handed catch. 2nd and 10 now from the Grapevine 47. Cooper Sudis looking towards the sideline for the play call. He's got Boswell in the backfield with him. 2 wide receivers on either side of this formation. Takes the snap. Cooper Sudis sets up, pump fakes, leaks out to the right side and gets to the 42. Before he is brought out of bounds into the Grapevine sideline. They're going to mark him down to 43, actually. So this will go down as a gain of 4.
That looked to me like a planned quarterback run, right? He stands up, he looks quick. Really, didn't pump it to anybody, just took off. So I don't know if it was the Grapevine defense got in that quick or if that was a planned quarterback type of draw, which is what it looked like. And now we have a timeout by Southwest, I assume.
And we will go to a bit of a break here. 1:17 left to go in the second quarter. Big third down coming up for the Southwest Raiders when we return.
Do you feel your home is too humid and slightly musty? Do you have that room or side of the house you don't use because it's too hot or too cold? Do you have family members struggling with health issues or allergies? Then contact Energy Attic and transform your living spaces by transforming your attic. Energy Attic uses a 3-part energy reduction system to make your home or office as comfortable and energy efficient as possible, saving you money, reducing your carbon footprint, and improving indoor air quality. Who doesn't want to save money, breathe cleaner air, and sleep better? Energy Attic helps improve your home climate control, reduces those cold and hot pockets, makes it more comfortable throughout.
3rd and 6 coming up here. Handoff goes to Boswell. Has some room. Gets inside the 40. And to the 37-yard line. No, they're going to say down the 38-yard line. And it's going to be a timeout called by Southwest. So we're going to try this again. Coming out of the timeout.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
And so 4th and 1 coming up here for the Southwest Raiders. 40 seconds left. In this first half, Southwest just used their final timeout. And so that kind of puts the Raiders in a bit of an interesting situation here as far as what they're going to call here on this 4th down.
It sure does. 40 seconds left. No more timeouts. So you have to think they want to try to get something toward the sideline if they are going to throw the ball, or perhaps just get this first down and then get back up and worry about it.
Cooper Suttis in the shotgun. Boswell is in the backfield with him. Trips to his left. They give it to Boswell. Has the edge, gets to 35, and gets out of bounds to stop the clock. More importantly, that's enough for a Southwest first down.
Yeah, so again, not a passing play, but certainly a stretch play, stretch zone play. Run towards that sideline and get out of bounds as quickly as you can once you get the first down.
And so 35 seconds left. Southwest is at the Grapevine 34-yard line. They don't have any timeouts.
No timeouts. So, and they haven't thrown the ball with any sort of proficiency. Easy for me to say.
3 wide receivers to Cooper Suttis' left. Drops back, tries to set the screen, and Boswell takes a big hit. And that was Leighton Towery, who comes in and lowers the boom there to break up that screen pass.
Lowers the boom, I love it. Here's the replay. They had a nice screen play a couple plays earlier than this, so they've run a couple screens tonight that have been fairly effective this time. The defense not so fooled by it, and Leighton Towery especially not. He's one of the best at diagnosing plays quickly and making a play, and that's what he does there.
And so 2nd and 10 coming up here. 2 wide receivers on either side of Cooper Suttis. Takes the snap, drops back, steps up, makes a nice throw, and led his receiver a bit too much. That's incomplete. Intended for the junior wide receiver Hector Martinez, who's coming over the middle.
And gosh, Boozer comes out and lowers the boom on number 1, Bryson Davis, his own player. You got to be careful out there. Some friendly fire. But great job. This Grapevine defense is very difficult to throw against. They have an extremely good secondary. Doesn't get tested very often. And 3rd down, 25 seconds left. You think Grapevine is going to get out of here without giving up the touchdown here before the half.
And so let's see what Southwest does here on this 3rd and 10. You'd have to think that they're going to go to the air. Instead, they don't. They give it to Boswell this time. And does some tough running. Gets inside the 30 to the 28, but that clock is still going to run.
Yeah, I guess you figure, hey, we're not throwing the ball with any sort of consistency, so let's just put the ball in the hands of one of our best players and see if he can break one big. You're going to get one more shot here.
Quick snap it. Southwest going towards the end zone as a man and overshoots him. Incomplete, intended for Taylor down the far sideline. And that is how the first half will end here at Herman Clark Stadium in Fort Worth.
Woo. Well, he certainly caught the Grapevine defense by surprise. That one just missed a wide open man, thankfully for Grapevine. What a half. And I'll tell you what, Grapevine's offense hopefully is going to get some playing time in the second half.
Well, we will take a break here on this Thursday edition of Mustang Friday Night on the Tredio Network. We're glad to have you with us here from Fort Worth. Your halftime score, the Grapevine Mustangs 14, the Southwest Raiders 7. We will let you in and let you see the bands here as they perform at halftime, and we will be back to get you ready for the second half from Fort Worth.
Philly social officers are President Sarah Randolph, Vice President Emily Daniel, Secretary Emily France, Historian Emily Litton, Chancellor Emily Jones, Social Media Administrator Kathleen Manilow, Philanthropy Chair Ainsley Alexander, and Student Advocate Gabby Fry. Now please welcome to the field the Grapevine Fabulous Phillies Dance Team. Phillies under the direction of Katie Horsworthy. This week's staff recognition is Mrs. Martin. Thank you for all you do for the Phillies and Grapevine High School. This week's Spirit Girl is Ada Roy Studi. Rookie of the Week is Corey J. Halliburton. And our Philly Honor Girl is Kathleen Manilow. The Phillies will be performing a field jazz to Shake It Off. Phillies wish to extend a special thank you to our sponsors, Bruce Law Firm, Ambition Dance Productions, Miami College Prep, Eagles and Grants Pediatric Industry, Black Walnut Cafe, the West End South Lake, and First Choice Stadium Store. Go Grapevine! Now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field the Grapevine High School Marching Band.
I wouldn't stop because there will always be, for two. There will always be inside. You can feel the outside.
Joining us from Grapevine, Texas.
Inside.
Please welcome the Grapevine High School Marching Band.
Inside.
Grapevine High School show is entitled Fan Space and includes the music of Danny Elfman, Eric Whitaker, John the Cranberries, Yazoo, and Dave Bly. That's the Grapevine High School Mustang Band. The Mustang Band is under the direction of William Red and James Reese. Assistant directors include Brandon Slate, Richard Drury, Ryan Bender, and Austin Von Callow. Mustang Band's corporate sponsors include Super Service Incorporated, Turner Fortune Real Estate, Booyah Burger, Colleyville, Phoenix Signature Builders, Palio's Pizza, Colleyville, Fajita Pizza, Colleyville, Play Try, Taco Casa, Lolo's, There's to Go, Almar Jewelry, SMP Sports Cards, Texas Toyota, and Renew Bath. Thank you to our sponsors, community, and administration for your continued support. And as always, go Mustangs!
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Hey guys, it's Jose with Infinity Solar. Today we're out here in McKinney, Texas. 48 panels, 18.24 kilowatts, which yearly they're gonna get a total production of 20,664 kilowatts. That's more production than they need, so the electrical company will be able to give them credit for some of that energy that they're gonna be saving. Today we have the Seal Fab panel. It's a US manufactured, comes with a 30-year warranty, some of the best warranty in the industry right now. A job this size usually takes companies 2 days to complete. We're gonna knock it out in 1 day. So that works great for our customers. That way they don't have to worry about taking 2 days off from work. They just have to take 1 day, maybe even half a day off their job. So we'll get this customer up and going, ready for the city inspection, and get them up and going with their system.
Living in North Texas provides all of us with an amazing quality of life, including an affordable cost of living, outstanding schools, unbelievable cultural opportunities, and the best sports around. But we also have to put up with severe storms. Hi folks, Champion Sports Radio President and Founder Thomas Lee here to tell you when a hail or windstorm comes through your neighborhood, do what we did and call Greenleaf Roofing. Greenleaf Roofing is a fully insured, locally owned and operated company built on the values of amazing craftsmanship, affordable options, and innovative solutions. And they are proud that those values still stand as a foundation for their business today. And did I mention Greenleaf Roofing has 24-hour emergency service available? It's nice to know Greenleaf Roofing will be there in a hurry if you need them. After the first experience, I became a customer for life and have used them on 3 different homes. But don't just take my word for it. Learn about the Greenleaf Roofing difference yourself by calling them at 972-379-9109 or go online to greenleaf-roofing.com to find out how you can get your free quote. Greenleaf Roofing, the #1 choice for all your roofing needs.
How did you sleep last night? Is your mattress ruining your sleep or causing your back to hurt? If yes is the answer, it's time for a new mattress and a rest test. At Stacy's, our trained sleep consultants are here to take the guesswork out of buying a new mattress. An important purchase like this shouldn't be made online or shipped to you without a rest test. We have so many options and prices to choose from. Let us help you select the perfect mattress so you'll sleep better tonight. Remember, if you're not shopping at Stacy's, you're burning money.
Hi, I'm Russ Teeger.
And I'm Laura Teeger. We're the proud owners of AC Pros, family owned and operated business going on 26 years. And here's a little bit of what we do.
Hi, I'm Jim Bradley. I'm a comfort specialist here at AC Pros. We are a full service residential and light commercial HVAC company. We do sales and service for residential HVAC. We also do windows, attic efficiencies, radiant barrier installation, solar fans to make your system last longer. Today we're out here in Keller servicing one of our customers' outside units. This is Joel, our lead tech, taking care of the maintenance today. At AC Pros, we're small enough to care, but big enough to take care of business.
Go Mustangs!
If you need to sell your car, truck, or SUV, now's the time. Classic Chevrolet and Grapevine is buying more than ever, which means you'll get more than ever from the #1 Chevy dealer in America. At your regional buying center, getting an offer is as easy as driving through and getting a check on the spot in minutes. Or Use it to trade into a new Chevrolet and save even more. This is Texas. This is classic. Relax and enjoy the difference.
Compass Church is for you. Join us each week to experience great music, a message that applies to your everyday life, as well as programming for your kids and students to engage on their level. Learn more at compass.church.
Each year across the United States, young lives are lost to sudden cardiac arrest, and our communities are left to pick up the pieces. That's what happened in April of 2009 when Zachary Schraw lost his life to an undiagnosed heart condition after collapsing suddenly during a Plano East Senior High School football practice. After his death, Zach's loved ones knew it was time to take action to protect young hearts across North Texas from this silent killer. Since its establishment in 2009, Living for Zachary has impacted thousands of families by providing heart screenings for ages 12 to 22, donating AEDs to youth-based organizations, and training community members in the use of CPR, all with the goal of saving lives. Sudden cardiac arrest doesn't wait, so we can't either. Schedule your child's heart screening today, apply for an AED for your organization, or make a donation that could change a life forever. Together, we can give our children's hearts a second chance. Join the movement to save young hearts at livingforzachary.org today.
Do you feel your home is too humid and slightly musty? Do you have that room or side of the house you don't use because it's too hot or too cold? Do you have family members struggling with health issues or allergies? Then contact Energy Attic and transform your living spaces by transforming your attic. Energy Attic uses a 3-part energy reduction system to make your home or office as comfortable and energy efficient as possible, saving you money, reducing your carbon footprint, and improving indoor air quality. Who doesn't want to save money, breathe cleaner air, and sleep better? Energy Attic helps improve your home climate control, reduces those cold and hot pockets, makes it more comfortable throughout, and saves you up to 40% on your energy bill. It's fast and easy to schedule your free Energy Attic audit. Simply visit energyattic.com and fill out the form. Virtual appointments are available as well. Now is the time to get your project started. So let Energy Attic show you how much you can love the comfort of your home. energyattic.com. Attic solutions to transform your life.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Hey guys, it's Jose with Infinity Solar. Today we're out here in McKinney, Texas. 48 panels, 18.24 kilowatts, which yearly they're gonna get a total production of 20,664 kilowatts. That's more production than they need, so the electrical company will be able to give them credit for some of that energy that they're gonna be saving. Today we have the SIL-FAB panel. It's a US manufactured, comes with a 30-year warranty, some of the best warranties in the industry right now. A job this size usually takes companies 2 days to complete. We're gonna knock it out in 1 day. So that works great for our customers. That way they don't have to worry about taking 2 days off from work. They just have to take 1 day, maybe even half a day off their job. So we'll get this customer up and going, ready for the city inspection, and get them up and going with their system.
Halftime here at Herman Clark Stadium in Fort Worth. The Grapevine Mustangs leading the Southwest Raiders 14-7 as we are getting ready for the second half of action here in Fort Worth. Philip Kern alongside my broadcast partner Tim Smith. And Tim, I think a couple of things that have surprised us. First off, the competitive nature of this entire first half. I mean, Southwest has really given Grapevine everything that they can handle, but what is really more impressive is how they've done it in spite of the fact that a lot of the offensive stats here that we're going to run through here in a bit, they have been very heavily tilted towards Southwest, but Southwest has had a couple of long drives that have not gone anywhere. They've been stopped short, and even on one, they had the 94-yard scoop and score by Brady Boozer that kind of put Grapevine up 14-0 before Southwest scored. So what has been really amazing to see is just how Grapevine's defense, as much as they've been on the field right now, they've just been really holding their own.
Yeah, this Grapevine defense, while they're always good, right, we expect the best out of them each and every week. They get that first early stop, gives Grapevine a short field. They're able to score in just a few plays. Grapevine has run, I think, 9 plays in the first half. Somehow they have the lead, which is very odd. Southwest has had the ball the entire half. They have pretty much done whatever they wanted offensively until they got into that red zone. Of course, Devin Thomas really throwing that left guard back into the backfield, causing the fumble, which Brady Bruiser right on top of it picks it up, goes the distance for a touchdown, and that is the difference in the game, is that one turnover.
Well, we talked about how the stats on offense have been really tilted towards Southwest. Just to give you an idea, 11 first downs for Southwest compared to only 2 for Grapevine. Total yards 223 to 28, which is just unbelievable when you consider what the score is like right now. But really all it comes down to is that one turnover, and it's that scoop and score by Brady Boozer, and that really hurt because Southwest had gotten into the Grapevine red zone for the second time of that entire time. So they've had 3 trips to the red zone, and all they got to show for it is 1 touchdown. So if you're Southwest right now, you really have to be kicking yourself because that is a lot of points to have left potentially on the field here as we're getting ready for the second half.
Yeah, Southwest, that first drive obviously went backwards. They couldn't do much, but since then they've been dynamic, and you're right, they could easily be up 21-7 right now. Somehow they are losing 14-7. Again, that turnover, but Grapevine is very well coached. They have been for years. They're going to the locker room. They're going to make some adjustments, and the big thing they probably focused on was defensively. How can we get this team off the field so we can get some offensive snaps in here and get some continuity?
Well, something that they're going to have to focus on especially is trying to figure out how to stop the Southwest rushing attack, because they have 185 yards. Much of it was because of that 62-yard run by Jabari Cooper-Suttis to get them set up for that scoring drive, which actually, looking at it now, was a very big drive there. You're looking at about 6 plays and went 81 yards down the field for a touchdown. So really for Grapevine, if they really want to try to create some separation here, they got to find a way to stop this run game, because Cooper-Suttis has 84 yards on 5 carries. Martavius Boswell, he only has 57 yards for 16 carries, but he's had a couple of carries where if it weren't for a couple of great open field tackles, he'd have a whole lot more right now.
Yeah, we've seen the defensive backfield of Grapevine really coming up and making some big stops, whether it's Bruiser or it's Hecht or it's one of the cornerbacks, Burns. I mean, these corners, these safeties are having to make tackles. You'd like your linebackers and D-line to get a little bit more involved, but the scheme from Southwest is really making it tough on the Grapevine defense. Conversely, the Grapevine offense hasn't really been able to move the ball at all outside of that first short field drive. So on top of stopping the run, you have to wonder offensively, how do we get ourselves into a groove with only a couple plays in on offense? Now it's, hey, you're still in the game plan, the play, you're probably not even through your script yet, Philip. And so, you know, it's really making that adjustment from the defensive side to get you the ball more so that you can start running your offense.
Well, the good news is if you are Grapevine, or for the Grapevine fans right now, is that they did win the toss, they deferred, so they will get the ball to start the second half. So that is going to be a good start, because you're at least going to be guaranteed a start of this drive here to begin this third quarter, and really just to give Grapevine a chance to try to generate some plays going forward, because I think, like you mentioned too, they maybe run 9 plays, if that, in that entire first half, which is wild to think about.
Yeah, 9 plays and have the lead. I don't know if I've ever seen anything quite like it. Coach DeBest, I know that he has to be a little stressed on that sideline, because he likes things to go a certain way, and nobody really could have predicted what's been happening here tonight.
And so we resume play here from Fort Worth. And that will be Garcia, who will kick this one away for Southwest. They'll kick it off from our left to our right from the 40-yard line. And sends this one away. It's a pretty decent kick. Coming up to field at the 14-yard line, that's Carradine. Gets a block to the far side, gets to the 25, has his space, tries to go through, and he is tackled at the 45 at the far sideline. So great return there by Rondale Carradine, the senior receiver. He's showing some wheels there himself.
Yeah, nice blocking. And, of course, Carradine, the fastest player on the Grapevine Mustangs, maybe the fastest player in the entire district. Bye-bye Carradine that time, doesn't necessarily get to say goodbye, but he puts the Grapevine offense in great position. 45, the wind at their back, and now we get to see Harrison Hackbarth and company go to work.
And so 1st and 10 for Grapevine at the 45-yard line. Hackbarth on the play. They give it off to Dunn, outside right tackle. He gets the first down well into Southwest territory. Breaks a couple more tackles. He has some space to the 15-yard line. He will take it to the end zone for a Grapevine Mustang touchdown. A one-play drive, 55 yards to the house by DeMontrez Dunn.
Well, I guess Grapevine doesn't want to get into a groove or have any sort of drive. They're just going to hand the ball off to Dunn and say, go ahead and get it. There's all the blocking downfield receivers. There are linemen running downfield. This is unbelievable. What a great play coming out of half, and you have to imagine there was some sort of a little bit of a stern talking to, a little bit of motivation in that halftime, and the offense comes out and boom, sets the tone.
And so Rhodes out for the extra point. The kick is on the way, and it is no good. Pushed it to the right.
Oh,
and
that's
so
very unusual.
Rhodes, his first missed point after of the season.
I believe so.
And so with 11:38 to go in this third quarter, Grapevine with a one-play scoring drive, a 55-yard touchdown run by DeMontrez Dunn to put them up 20-7. And, of course, not a cameo appearance by that Grapevine Mustang offense in that third.
Yeah, I mean, that's play number 10 that they have run, and they have 20 points, so that's a pretty good position to be in. Such an aggressive play by everybody as you watch the entire Grapevine offense moving with Dunn down the field, making blocks, just cleaning people up. That's going to be a play that they're going to really enjoy watching in the film room.
Of course, I want to let you know this third quarter of this Thursday edition of Mustang Friday Night is brought to you by Classic Chevrolet. Relax and enjoy the difference.
So a weird, I won't say weird, but a strange missed extra point there. That's not usual. We don't see, usually that's kind of automatic, so a little push to the right there. Hopefully those calves aren't causing them any problems here tonight.
Well, it is a fairly warm evening, all things considered, but not anywhere near as warm as it's been the first 2 months of the season.
Oh, it's beautiful outside tonight.
Rose with a line drive kick goes over the head of Boswell, and it will bounce into the end zone for a touchback. And so Southwest has some work to do to try to keep this a one-score game. They will get the ball starting at their own 25.
This defense, for Grapevine has to be licking their chops. I'm sure they went in the locker room and said, hey, we're going to be okay. We just got to do what we do, and that's controlling the gaps and stringing those plays to the outside, stringing them more towards the sideline. They have to find a way to suffocate the speed that Southwest has been bringing each and every play. They've done a great job inside the red zone, but outside of that, Southwest has really moved the ball at will. On the ground, not so much through the air.
1st and 10 from the 25. Cooper Suttis in the shotgun. He's got Boswell with him on his right hip. Takes the snap. It's a zone read. Cooper Suttis keeps it. Goes right up the middle with it and gets to the 30-yard line for a gain of 5 to get things going for Southwest.
Nice play call to get things started. I mean, they do a really good job on these RPOs and typically making the right read and really just replacing where the defense leaves from. He fooled me. I thought the running back had the ball there for a second.
So 2nd and 5 coming up here for Southwest. Still going with a 4 wide receiver, spread them out look here. Moving a man in motion. That is Lane. Gets the end around and stopped for a big time loss on that one. And that is the senior corner, Ryan Hamilton, who comes in and blows that play up.
Yeah, they ran that play earlier with the speedster. That time, number 19 gets the ball for the first time. Not as much yardage right there, not as much speed coming around the corner, but Grapevine was ready for that. They saw the motion, they diagnosed the play quickly, able to make the stop in the backfield.
Loss of 3 on that end around to Dominique Lane sets up a 3rd and 8 here for Southwest. They're really trying to keep this a one-score game here. We're coming up on 10:22 left in this third quarter. Cooper Suttis takes the snap. Steps up in the pocket, goes over the middle, throws it behind his receiver. That was Taylor, the intended target at the 40-yard line. Maddox Stanley was there as the closest Grapevine defender, and out comes the punt team for Southwest.
Fortunate that wasn't intercepted. Of course, he's throwing into a very stiff wind. The wind's died down just a little bit, but still fairly stiff, and they haven't had a lot of success throwing the ball tonight. Maybe one completion, maybe 2, I think, because they did throw a screen earlier as well, but this is going to set Grapevine up, you would assume, with some great field position, again, kicking into this stiff wind.
So a 3 and out here for Southwest. Lazar out to punt, and he will send this one away back to the Grapevine Mustangs. And that is Thomas Powers, who is back to return this one. And he will let this one bounce. This takes a friendly Southwest bounce. Back on the negative side of the field, and they will mark it down the 45-yard line, which is where Grapevine takes over. 9:51 left in the third.
So they're going to start at the 45 again, exactly where they started on the last one-play drive. And don't be surprised if this is another handoff to Dunn.
Considering the success they had on that last drive.
Well, Dunn's not in the game, so he can't get the handoff. We have Connor Bell and Carradine in the backfield. Brady Wagner at the tight end spot. And, of course, Hackbarth calling out the signals.
Stack formation here. Bit of a full house look. Hackbarth takes the snap. They go to Bell. Goes inside left tackle. Goes forward to the 46-yard line. So we'll call that a gain of 1.
And you notice that they keep handing it off to that upback, whether it was Dunn or Bell, but Carradine and Hackbarth are still keeping their pitch relationship. Now, they did try it earlier in the game. Carradine got blown up. That time, no one followed Carradine on the left side. So at some point, we're going to see them come back to that, I would assume.
Going with a 3 wide receiver look this time. Bell is in the backfield with Hackbarth. Throw a pistol formation here. Hackbarth turns. He spins around and gets the pass out in the flat, and it's to the 45-yard line. And good acrobatic play there by Brady Wagner, the senior wide receiver.
Last week, Brady Wagner had one opportunity to make a catch. He made the catch. He takes a guy and he plants him with the stiff arm down into the ground. This week, he makes another great catch, turns upfield, and this side decides to hurdle a guy. Unbelievable. What a great jump by Brady. Of course, he is headed D1. We don't know where yet, but he is a load, and he is going to be a great tight end for somebody's collegiate system.
And so 1st and 10 from the Southwest 45, and some flags come in. We have some movement, and I think they're going to get Grapevine for a false start.
Yeah, got a little excited. So I couldn't hear who it was that moved.
By the way,
it's like a picture stuck there.
By the way, it sets up 1st and 15 for Grapevine. Hackbarth in this full house formation. Rolls to his left, steps off his back foot. Bell makes the catch at the 40, tight ropes the sideline, and steps out of bounds at the 37. It's about a yard, well, we'll call it 2 yards short of that first down marker.
Heck of a job by Connor Bell. We know he can catch the football, and I like how they're getting Harrison on the move a little bit, little play action, boot. He's booting to his left as a right-hander. He's getting his hips flipped really nicely. Very accurate football over the defender. Good catch by Connor, and a good job to get upfield to get what he can after.
13-yard gain makes it 2nd and 2 from the Southwest 37-yard line. Hackbarth, play action to Carradine at the far side. Makes a cut at the 35, has a first down. Shakes and makes it the 30, down the sideline, and is out of bounds inside the 10. And they'll mark him down the 9-yard line. Another big play for the Grapevine Mustangs, 28 yards on that completion.
Excellent job by Darius Burns, number 2. We talked about it in Tim's takes. He takes on the one blocker. He comes down now. He starts celebrating a little early, and he doesn't get to number 5. If he's able to block 5, we have a touchdown. He'll see that in the film, but hey, great effort. Good job. Bye-bye, Carradine. You love the speed every time.
On the 8-yard line now, 1st and goal for Grapevine. They're really starting to feel it here on this drive. They move Dunn in motion out of the full stack formation. They go back to Dunn, right up the middle, and he gets to the 6-yard line before he is brought down, so we'll call that a gain of 2.
Dunn is such a hard runner in between the tackles, but he can also get you with speed on the outside. That time, he gets a little crease, just tripped up.
Once again, I want to let you know this third quarter is brought to you by Classic Chevrolet. As Grapevine sets up on a 2nd and goal from the 6. Hackbarth ready to receive the snap. He does, hands it right up to Bell to the 5, and he is in for a Grapevine touchdown. Connor Bell with his 2nd one of the day, and Grapevine has blown this one open.
Go ahead and ring that bell, Connor. Well done, right up the gut. Good job by the O-line, and here's the replay. Very similar to the first touchdown that was ran right up the middle by Dunn. We get a nice kick-out block there from the offensive line. Right up the middle. Great vision by Connor, and a little burst as he got through that line of scrimmage for the touchdown.
Rhodes out for the extra point. The snap is good. The kick on the way, and it is good as well.
Well, this is what you want to see from Grapevine. They're predominantly a very good second-half team, but now they're getting the defensive stop. Their offense is simply on fire. 2 drives from the 45 in a row, a one-play drive. That time, a little bit more of an actual drive, some passing, some running. Love what we're seeing from Grapevine right now.
8:07 left to go in this third quarter. Grapevine makes it a 3-score game. 27-7 lead over the Southwest Raiders. And that touchdown run by Connor Bell from 6 yards out, a capped to a 7-play, 55-yard drive.
So all of a sudden in this second half, they have 110 yards of offense, and much different from what they had going on in the first half, wouldn't you say?
It's definitely taken a much different feel from that first half. It was very nip and tuck and definitely more of a field position type of battle. But those drives that became very fruitless for Southwest really coming back to haunt them now.
They sure are. You got to take advantage of Grapevine if you get those opportunities, because you're not going to get very many of them very often.
Rhodes ready to kick this one away right from the X mark in between the hashes at the 40. On the approach, line drives this kick and takes it with the win and boots it into the jet stream, and this will go easily into the end zone for a touchback.
He has got a leg. Classic Chevrolet right off 114 in Grapevine. I take my Camaro there for oil changes. Love that place. They keep trying to get me to give them my Camaro to give me a different car, but they can't have my Camaro. My Camaro is my toy. It is souped up like a race car. They can't have it. But they want it. But they can't have it.
Well, right now, the Southwest Raiders, as they take the field, they can't afford to let this game go any further out of reach right now. 1st and 10 for their own 25. 8:07 left to go here in this third quarter.
Very important drive for Southwest currently.
They give the handoff. It's Cooper Suttis on the keeper, and he'll take it to the 32-yard line, so a 7-yard gain to get things going here for Southwest.
Yeah, that's a lot of what they were able to do in that first half, was just gash up the middle, 4 yards, 5 yards, get up the sideline, 6 yards, 7 yards, and that's what kept them with the ball the entire first half. Again, they just could not score in the red zone outside of that one drive.
So a 7-yard gain makes it 2nd and 3 coming up here for Southwest. Cooper Suttis on the handoff, gives it to Boswell, tries to go outside left tackle, and a whole swarm of Grapevine defenders coming up to greet him.
Yeah, initially Ryan Hamilton, number 8, the cornerback, comes out, really abuses the receiver trying to block him, and just throws the receiver back into the play. He doesn't make the tackle, but he gives everybody else time. Look, there's Major Hectus coming up to help out. He's actually going to make the tackle. Good job, Major. And then some of his buddies come to help out and finish it off.
You have to give credit a lot to Ryan Hamilton as well for kind of putting a stop to that play.
He sure did. I mean, he just manhandled that receiver on the outside.
3rd and 3 coming up here for Southwest. It's a big third down as they are seeing this game slip away from them right now. Cooper Settis on the keeper to the 35 and gets to the 37 before he is brought down, but that will be enough for a Southwest first down.
That's a good job by quarterback Cooper to be able to see that the pitch man is covered, put his foot in the ground, and get the yards that he needs for that first down. It's a very good job. Very risky to go into the teeth of that Grapevine defense.
Oh. It looks like there is a flag on the play. Oh, an unsportsmanlike conduct on Grapevine. And that will be tacked on at the end of that run. So tack on 15 more yards, and now that puts Southwest into Grapevine territory.
Yeah, and this was a little bit of an issue a week ago between Grapevine and Poly. I think in the first half there were 6 personal fouls. Been a really clean game here tonight. Not sure what happened there. We don't have a lot of explanation, but it was a personal foul.
And so now Southwest with a first down at the Grapevine 48.
This certainly helps their case.
I was going to say, this certainly could be a momentum shifter here. Cooper Sutter, that's going to be Boswell on the handoff. Throws off a Grapevine defender and gets to the 35-yard line. 13-yard run there, and Boswell showing a little bit of arm strength.
Yeah, a little bit of a wrinkle there, right? And now they, basically Wildcat, but that's going to backfire on them just a little bit because Boswell coming out of the game. He comes limping off on his own power, but he is not comfortable. Clearly, we can see that.
Coming up on 6 minutes left here in this third quarter, Southwest is driving. We've heard this story at least a couple of times already. And out the Grapevine 35-yard line. Zone read, it's a keeper, and Cooper Suttis kind of slipped on the turf there, and probably could have had a lot more if it wasn't for that. But he does get 1 yard on that play to set up 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes that turf can make a good tackle, can it? And kind of fortunate there for the Grapevine defense. Making a change now in formation is Southwest. They never huddle. They just stay at the line of scrimmage and move guys around. They look to see what Grapevine is going to be in, and then the coaches call the play in from there. See this in college every Saturday.
2nd and 9 here. Cooper Suttis is in the shotgun. They give it on the handoff, and nowhere to be found was any room, and that was Bradley Stanier who makes the tackle right at the line of scrimmage as the give was to Jamarian Bell.
Again, the sack leader on this team, but hey, if they're not going to drop back and pass a lot, the next best thing is to tackle the running back in the backfield and get those big tackle for losses.
Sets up a 3rd and 9 from the Grapevine 34-yard line. 4:39 left to go here in this third quarter.
And here comes their stud running back, limping back onto the field somewhat.
Yeah, Boswell has a little bit of a hitch in his giddy up there as he goes towards the backfield there. He's in the backfield with Jamarian Bell. A pitch out. Boswell bobbles the pitch and has no room there on the near side. And that was Brady Boozer who comes in for run support. That's a big tackle for loss.
Boozer a little slow to get up there. What a play. I mean, he has been dynamic all night, but he has got a stroke. Now he's kind of dancing on the field, so I guess he's okay, but he comes up and makes a big-time hit. Southwest, that pitch was late. It was high and outside, really tough to handle. Good job. You know, I don't see their speedster, number 11. I've not seen him. He's over.
That's a good point.
You know, he's over here at the end of the sidelines with the trainers, actually.
Cooper Suttis on the scramble, and down he goes for a sack.
And who else?
Bradley Stanier, who makes the 4th down stop, and Grapevine forces a turnover.
You love that there. Here's the replay, but we talked about Stanier just a second ago as the sack leader, and that's what he loves to do. He eats up that right tackle. No chance. 74 having a rough night tonight, and Stanier throws the quarterback down to the ground in very efficient style.
And so now Grapevine takes over with great field position. They're at their own 47. 3:26 left to go here in this third quarter. They have a chance to really put this one out of reach, as they've already got 2 touchdown drives here in this third quarter.
Right about the same area as the last 2 drives they start at, too.
Hackbarth on the handoff. Goes right up the middle to DeMontrez Dunn, and he's going to shimmy his way to the 40-yard line. But a good start there, and it's a 13-yard gain for a first down.
Yeah, that's a nice big gain and a good way to start off a drive. This Grapevine team, this offensive line seemingly is just wearing down Southwest. Southwest, we talked about at the front, they're not as deep of a team as Grapevine is, and you can see it starting to take its toll a little bit now.
1st and 10 from the Southwest 40. Coming up a little under 3 minutes left here in this third quarter. Hackbarth in the pistol. Sends a man in motion. Does a pump fake. Hackbarth has to roll out to his right. Dumps it off to Dunn and tripped up at the 35-yard line. So gain of 5 after all that. A nice play in the open field by Victor Levy.
Yeah, he's trying to get downfield as Harrison, just nothing there. Smart play. He gets himself out of trouble. He has to get out of the pocket, and Dunn makes himself available, and you go ahead and get 5 yards. I love that. Very heads-up play by Harrison and by Dunn to go ahead and get some yards.
So 2nd and 5 coming up as Grapevine continues to march down the field. Stack formation and give it right to Bell. And he's going to get to the 33-yard line before he is brought down by Raylan Carter for a gain of 2.
Bell reminds me of what it used to be like to watch Zeke run. He would get 3 to 4 yards, and it looked like it just effortless, right? And when Bell gets into that pile, the whole pile moves in the direction he wants it to. He's always going to get that 3 to 4 yards because he just brings people with him, and it looks effortless.
3rd and 3 coming up here. Hackbarth back a few yards for the snap. Bell is with him in the backfield. They send Carradine in motion. They go right up the middle with Bell. Has a blocker and gets to the 27-yard line, and that will move the chains forward. A 6-yard gain for Connor Bell and a first down.
Bell is getting a lot of work in tonight. He was held out of the game a couple weeks ago because his ankle was a little tender, so they gave him some rest with a big lead, but he is really getting his work in tonight and being the workhorse.
And it's now Grapevine sets up at the 27-yard line. 3 wide receivers out in this formation. Dunn is in the backfield with Hackbarth. They move Carradine in motion. They bring him up into the backfield. They go right to Dunn on the handoff. Shakes the tackle to the 25, to the 20, hits the afterburners, and he will show the Southwest defense the taillights. Touchdown, Grapevine Mustangs. 27-yard run by DeMontrez Dunn.
That's his 2nd of the game. What a great job. You could see the O-line opening up the big hole there. Number 55, Hunter Cotto, makes the big block on the left, and then it's just speed from Dunn as he hits that hash mark and takes off. Great job by the Grapevine offense. Once again, 3 drives, 3 touchdowns in this second half. They're on fire.
And so now Hayden Rhodes out for the extra point. The snap is good. The kick is on the way, and it is good as well. 51 seconds left and 3 touchdown drives for the Grapevine Mustangs. We will take a short break, and we'll be back to Fort Worth for more of Mustang Friday Night here on the Tradio Network.
If you need to sell your car, truck, or SUV, now's the time. Classic Chevrolet and Grapevine is buying more than ever, which means you'll get more than ever from the #1 Chevy dealer in America. At your regional buying center, getting an offer is as easy as driving through and getting a check on the spot in minutes. Or use it to trade into a new Chevrolet and save even more. This is Texas. This is Classic. Relax and enjoy the difference.
Compass Church is for you. Join us each week.
Each year across the United States, young lives are lost to sudden cardiac arrest.
3 touchdown drives for the Grapevine Mustangs. They have blown this one open. Philip Kern alongside my broadcast partner, Tim Smith, as the Mustangs are up 34-7 on the Southwest Raiders here in Fort Worth. And Tim, you were talking about this earlier, the depth of this Grapevine roster really starting to show itself in the second half. They just look to be the fresher team, and they are running downhill, which is even harder to stop.
Yeah, I really expected to see this at the outset, but Grapevine, give credit to Southwest because offensively they had a nice plan. They were able to execute the plan and really hold on to that football. But in the second half, they have not been able to execute the plan. The Grapevine defense has made the adjustments that were needed to made. And the offense is now controlling the pace of this game along with the defense. Love that. It's a true team accomplishment here in the second half to come out and totally blow this game wide open.
And it looks like on a personal foul on Southwest after that kick went into the end zone. So a drive that was going to start at the 25-yard line pushed them all the way back to about the 10-yard line. So a tough position already for the Southwest Raiders. It just made it even tougher.
Yeah, that's not good. You don't want to have personal fouls ever, but certainly not in a situation where you're going to be at the 25 and now you're back at they marked it at the 13 for whatever reason.
Probably halfway distance. Well, either way, they will start at their own 13-yard line.
Grapevine still has I'm sorry, Philip. They still have their number one defense in the game.
51 seconds left. They give a hand up to Boswell. He shows some burst, gets into the Grapevine secondary. Now he's going to be into Grapevine territory. Tripped up right near the 41-yard line. But how about that run by Boswell? Big-time gain.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he's not hurt anymore. He looked like himself. He's the leading rusher on this team for a reason. What a job by Bryson Davis and Hustle to make that touchdown-saving tackle. Shaking his hand a little bit. May have something going on there, but what a great job. I mean, you could see the speed from him to get over there and save that touchdown.
Clock continues to run. 21 seconds left in this third quarter. Southwest in Grapevine territory after that 47-yard run by Boswell. And on that handoff, a complete swarm by that Grapevine defense. And replay coming up here to see how all that went down.
Leighton Towery is going to be the guy here that diagnoses this play, breaks it down, and gets there first. You'll see him at his linebacker position. He sheds a tackle, and boom, grabs him up in a bear hug. Told you, Leighton Towery, met him a couple of weeks ago in Tim's Takes. He is quite a large figure. Looking forward to seeing what he's going to do the rest of this year and when he gets to go to college.
And that's going to be the end of the third quarter. Grapevine leads 34-7. You're watching this Thursday edition of Mustang Friday Night on Tradio. We'll be right back.
Each year across the United States, young lives are lost to sudden cardiac arrest, and our communities are left to pick up the pieces. That's what happened in April of 2009 when Zachary Schraw lost his life to an undiagnosed heart condition after collapsing suddenly during a Plano East Senior High School football practice. After his death, Zach's loved ones knew it was time to take action to protect young hearts across North Texas from this silent killer. Since its establishment in 2009, Living for Zachary has impacted thousands of families by providing heart screenings for ages 12 to 22, donating AEDs to youth-based organizations, and training community members in the use of CPR, all with the goal of saving lives. Sudden cardiac arrest doesn't wait, so we can't either. Schedule your child's heart screening today, apply for an AED for your organization, or make a donation that could change a life forever. Together, we can give our children's hearts a second chance. Join the movement to save young hearts at livingforzachary.org today.
Ready to begin the fourth quarter here in Fort Worth. Second and 8 coming up here for Southwest. Give it on the handoff, and he gets to the 35-yard line before he is met by a whole host of white shirts there for the Grapevine defense. And that looks to be Boswell who was on that carry.
Yeah, and outside of the one big run that we just saw from Boswell, there hasn't been a lot of running room in the second half, and the Grapevine defense has done a much better job versus the run, and now third and medium, not favorable, and this is where Grapevine wants to keep you.
3rd and 6 coming up here for Southwest. You're in Grapevine territory at the 36-yard line. Moving Titus in motion. There he is back there. Big hit in the backfield. Absolutely nowhere to go. That's Major Hecht causing some major pain in the backfield.
Woo-wee. Sometimes you get those plays that make you go, woo-wee. And that was one of them. Major Hecht. Here they get the ball to the speedster, but Major will have none of it. While his dad watches the game every night in person and then goes home and watches the game again on TV. I talk to him every once in a while as we're in the same industry. I know that he's going to enjoy watching that play.
And so 4th and 10 coming up from the Grapevine 40-yard line. The Southwest offense stays on the field. This is really 4-down territory at this point considering the score right now. Minute and a half gone by in this fourth quarter. The play clock going all the way down to 0. But a timeout called by Southwest. As they want a little extra time to talk things over. And we're going to take a little bit of a break. 10:31 left in regulation. It is all Grapevine here in Fort Worth.
Do you feel your home is too humid and slightly musty? Do you have that room or side of the house you don't use because it's too hot or too cold? Do you have family members struggling with health issues or allergies? Then contact Energy Attic and transform your living spaces by transforming your attic. Energy Attic uses a 3-part energy reduction system to make your home or office as comfortable and energy efficient as possible, saving you money, reducing your carbon footprint, and improving indoor air quality. Who doesn't want to save money, breathe cleaner air, and sleep better? Energy Attic helps improve your home climate control, reduces those cold and hot pockets, makes it more comfortable throughout, and saves you up to 40% on your energy bill. It's fast and easy to schedule your free Energy Attic audit. Simply visit energyattic.com and fill out the form. Virtual appointments are available as well. Now is the time to get your project started. So let Energy Attic show you how much you can love the comfort of your home. energyattic.com. Attic solutions to transform your life.
4th and 10 as the Southwest Raiders are coming back onto the field. As it's going to be their offense who will try to get a first down to keep this drive alive. Philip Kern alongside my broadcast partner Tim Smith here in Fort Worth. And actually, no, it looks like it's the punt team that has taken the field.
And they'll get the punt with the wind at their back this time.
Lazar punts this one away and will punt it into the jet stream. And it takes a bounce into the end zone for a touchback. And so Grapevine will take over at their own 20-yard line. 10:23 left here, and we got some flags at the end of that play as well.
Yeah, for some reason, and I don't know why, but Bryson Davis, number 1 for Grapevine, is just standing there and takes a hit from number 11 from Southwest, knocks him on his keister, and we get a yellow flag for it. Of course.
That was Marcellus Titus, who was number 11, who brought the hit. And so let's see what the officials have ruled on this sequence.
They said it was number 13. Either way, Davis was doing absolutely nothing.
Well, and here's the other thing, too. What Grapevine has decided to do is to make them re-kick, which I think that's actually a very smart move.
Yeah, it's not bad. Anything can happen. They have a very electric return team. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. Here they come out with offense.
Initially, it was going to be a re-kick. At least that's what we thought. But Grapevine has decided to take the field position. So 10:23 left to go. They start at their own 35-yard line. Hackbart sends Carradine in motion. And they give it to Connor Bell. They try to go inside left tackle, and not a whole lot there. And they're going to drop Bell for a loss of 1.
Yeah, unusual there that Bell would be caught up that in the backfield like that. Like we said earlier, he's usually falling forward for 3 yards pretty easily. But every once in a while, it's going to happen. Now he's going to go get a much-needed rest. He's been a little bit of a bell cow here tonight.
And so loss of 1 makes it 2nd and 11. Full house formation in this backfield here. Wagner in motion, right to left. They give it to Dunn, right up the gut. Takes a couple Southwest defenders with him and spins forward to the 42-yard line. So after all that, an 8-yard gain by DeMontrez Dunn.
Well, Dunn has been electric tonight. We have the Thunder and Lightning, which I like to say. They like to say that they're Thunder or Lightning and Lightning. And look at him go. Nice little hole. He makes number 5 miss. Catches him by the ankle, but still running. I mean, that's an angry run. That should be shown on NFL Network next week for angry runs. Kyle Brandt, give me a call. Let's get this thing set up.
So 3rd and 3 coming up here for Grapevine. 9:15 and counting in regulation. Hackbarth in the shotgun. He's got Bell in the backfield with him. They give it right to Bell. And he's going to be dropped a little bit short of that first down marker. Probably got lucky to even get back to the line of scrimmage. That's Heslop Kane, the junior linebacker, who brings him down.
Somebody clearly missed an assignment on that play as the defender gets in unblocked and is able to get Bell around the leg. Just nowhere to go. And now with 4th and medium up 34-7, they're going to bring out the punt team.
And so it'll be Hayden Rhodes who's out to punt. He hasn't had to do much of that tonight. And back to return this one will be number 19, Dominique Lane.
And kicking again into this stiff wind. Dominic might be a little too far back. I don't know. Hayden's got a very strong leg, but this wind is something else. Wait a minute.
Rhodes, they're going to try to go for a fake here to the 45. Rhodes has a first down and goes to the 40-yard line in Southwest territory. My goodness, how about Hayden Rhodes coming up, pulling up a little razzle-dazzle?
Well, we know he's an athlete. There's no question about that. And what an amazing play. Nobody saw that coming. A lot of times he'll run to the side, the rugby punt. That time he tucks the ball and he says, I'm out of here. Nobody in sight. And I love when the punters get big runs and they don't get tagged at the end of the run. Right. He was able to get out of bounds, gets a little celebration from his teammates, and coming off that two-calf cramp game from a week ago, that's great to see.
And so 1st and 10 for Grapevine at the Southwest 40-yard line. Hackbart takes the snap. He gives it to Dunn. Keeps it in between the hashes, and he's brought down by a tandem of Southwest defenders. And they'll mark that for a 2-yard gain for Dunn.
Well, it's important to note, too, especially with the run game as good as it's been tonight, this offensive line has had some adjustments with some injuries. They've brought some kids up to be accessible tonight. The offensive line is quite thin this evening. So really a hats off to everybody out there doing a great job, offensive line, receivers, of blocking and getting this run game going here tonight.
And as we were getting things set up, a Southwest player had to be helped off the field. Looks to be an arm injury, and that was number 54, Andrew Pena, the junior lineman who had to be helped off. And, of course, a Southwest roster that is already a little bit thin to begin with, that's going to hurt them as well.
Yeah, you really can't afford injury when you have a roster that is not that deep to begin with, right? You've got kids playing both ways. You can tell fatigue has been setting in, and this second half has been all Grapevine.
3 wide receivers out in this formation for Grapevine. 2-yard gain from Dunn on that last play. Hackbarth looks to his left, and screen pass set up. That's to the 30-yard line. Getting into the clear. That's Darius Burns down the far sideline, and he will take it to the house for a Grapevine Mustang touchdown.
And Burns burns him. How about that? We talked about him on Tim's Takes. He's a award winner a couple of weeks ago from the coaches. He's got a great attitude. He doesn't get a lot of opportunities. Look at the blocking. Look at the tight end, Brady Wagner, running down the field, getting in the way as well, getting in on the action. Love to see that. Doesn't get a lot of opportunities. Makes blocks. Has a lot of blocks that have gone for touchdowns this year, helping out. Great to see him get in the end zone. What a job. What a play. What a play call. It's been a great second half for Grapevine.
High snap. They have bobbles at Tatum. Has to kind of run with it here, and the point after is not going to happen. And he will be tackled in the backfield, so no good on that point after, but almost inconsequential at this point as Grapevine continues to blow it open. It is 40-7 with 7:10 left in regulation.
Yeah, talk about being blown wide open. Everybody's getting involved in this one. We've seen touchdowns now by at least 3 different Grapevine players I can think of off the top of my head. 2 running backs, a receiver. And we haven't seen Burns have a touchdown this year, so it's great to see him get in on the action, see more blocks from receivers downfield. Tight ends are running downfield. 7 minutes now, we might start to see some reserves for Grapevine. They typically like to do that and get some extra play time. But how about the play that set that all off?
Right.
The fake punt from Hayden Rhodes. And we don't know, I mean, when he's rolling again to do the rugby style kick, when no one comes up, he might have just decided on his own, you know what, I'm gonna put it in my arms and go. And if that's the case, kudos, my friend. Kudos.
And so Rhodes will kick this one away from the 40-yard line. 7:10 remaining in regulation. And Rhodes' kick will get caught into the jet stream here. And bobbled at the 15-yard line, but Southwest does pick it up. And a little bit of a hold-your-breath moment there as they get dropped at the 17-yard line. And Lawrence Taylor, normally very sure-handed, but had a little bit of a difficulty there. And I think he kind of misjudged it with the wind.
You know, I'm sorry. I'm having a really hard time every time you say Lawrence Taylor is having a hard time holding on to the ball because Lawrence Taylor is supposed to sack quarterbacks.
I was just about to say, when was that going to come up on the broadcast
I've been
tonight?
thinking about it the whole night. But, yeah, you can't afford those mistakes against this sort of coverage team. And we know that. We talked about that a little earlier.
And so now Southwest takes over at their own 17-yard line. They got a long ways to go here. And really, the 7 points is kind of a misnomer because they've had at least a couple of drives that have gone inside the Grapevine 5-yard line, but they've just not cashed it in. And you have to wonder if they were able to do that, how different would this game look right
Yeah, really, their red zone offense tonight, it's been about as good as the Dallas Cowboys' red zone offense. So, good. Woo. That's good for Grapevine.
Oh, my. Cooper says takes the snap. Boswell tries to bounce it outside. He has a lane to the 25. Boswell turns on the Jets to the 50. Pushed out of bounds in Grapevine territory. But there you see Boswell again with that ridiculous speed.
Another touchdown-saving tackle, this time by the other Burns brother. That's Darius Burns, the corner. He comes from the other side of the field, by the way, on that particular play, because he is the short side field corner. He came all the way across the field to make that touchdown-saving tackle.
And we have an injured Southwest Raider. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back to Fort Worth and get you an update on that injured player in just a moment.
Hey guys, this is Jose with Infinity Solar. Today we're out here in McKinney, Texas. 48 panels, 18.24 kilowatts, which yearly they're gonna get a total production of 20,664 kilowatts. That's more production than they need, so the electrical company will be able to give them credit for some of that energy that they're gonna be saving. Today we have the SIL-FAB panel. It's a US manufactured, comes with a 30-year warranty, some of the best warranties in the industry right now. A job this size usually takes companies 2 days to complete. We're gonna knock it out in 1 day. So that works great for our customers. That way they don't have to worry about taking 2 days off from work. They just have to take 1 day, maybe even half a day off their job. So we'll get this customer up and going, ready for the city inspection, and get them up and going with their system.
First run here for Jamarian Bell as he gets inside the Grapevine 40-yard line, tackled at the 38. The injured player, unfortunately, for Southwest is their starting right guard, Joshua Guardado. And to lose a starting offensive lineman, that is not good at this juncture.
He's coming right back in the game. Now, I thought you would have had to stay out for a play, but apparently not. That is not a rule in high school because he is back in the game.
Okay. Well, either way, it's good to see him back out there.
It is. You never want to see, especially at the high school level, you never want to see an injury that's going to make a kid get out of the game and not be able to come back in.
Clock continues to run, 6:12 remaining in regulation. High snap to Cooper Suttis. Looks immediately to his right. Catch made by Taylor inside the 30-yard line, and he will be tackled immediately there on the far sideline, but enough to move the chains for a first down.
Was that Maddox Stanley on the tackle? I couldn't tell. I think so. Either way, a little bit of a high pass, so good job by the receiver to bring that down.
So 8-yard completion will bring Southwest to the Grapevine 30-yard line. As the clock continues to run, 5:41 left in regulation. And Southwest really not in much of a hurry to try to get this play off here.
No, they're really not. Down 40-7 at this point. I think you just want to see what you can get done and come out of this game healthy is probably the number one.
Cooper Suttis hands off to Boswell. And he gets to the 29-yard line for a gain of 1. But the Grapevine defense, especially that front seven, really tightening up here.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, 55 for Southwest. You mentioned him earlier when he had come out. He is not feeling well, but he is in there gutting it out. Big props to him because you could tell he had a hard time getting off the turf after that play was over, but he's still in there, and he is not coming out of the game.
And so 1-yard gain, and that was actually Jamarian Bell who took that carry. Boswell is back in the game now. Probably needed a breather after that big run he just had to start this play, to start this drive. 2nd and 9 from the Grapevine 29. Cooper Suttis takes the snap, going towards the end zone, and it is incomplete. Oh, nearly intercepted. Nearly picked up by Darian Burns on the far sideline. He was running step for step with Taylor. Let's watch that happen.
Boy, the Burns brothers are having quite a night tonight. And look at this. This is a well-thrown ball. It really is, but the coverage is perfect. The corner Burns, he's able to squeeze the receiver down, and then he runs the route for him. Almost comes up with the pick.
And I think on that play, too, Burns was lucky to turn his head as soon as he did, because if he didn't, there was a likelihood that he could have gotten flagged for pass interference.
That was the perfect play by a corner on a deep ball like that. You couldn't have played it any better.
3rd and 9, clock stop with 4:35 left to go on that incompletion. Precise, high snap, takes off with it himself, up the middle to the 25-yard line, nowhere close to the first down marker. But this definitely is 4-down territory for Southwest, so I would anticipate the offense will stay on the field.
No question about that. They haven't rolled out a kicker once tonight for a field goal in the red zone. Not that they're in the red zone, just out of it, just 5 yards outside of it, but this is a big play for the Grapevine defense. They want to get off the field. They want to keep this 7-point. They don't want to give up any more points, especially after the shutout they were able to produce last week.
4 minutes left here in regulation. The Southwest offense does stay on the field.
Look at Burns at the top. He's playing press coverage up at the top.
He is going up against Taylor one-on-one. Cooper Suttis, the pitch out to Boswell. Swarmed there on the far sideline, just inside the numbers. Does not get close to the first down marker, and we have flags come in at the end of that play.
That was Brady Boozer, it looked like, that came in and just put a dead stop to that play. It'll be interesting to see what the flag is as the refs confer.
Well, the flags did come in at the conclusion of that play, so my guess is this will be a dead ball foul. Might be assessed on Grapevine. But let's see.
Well,
what
it looks like the Southwest offense is coming off the field. Here we
are about to get the official word from our referee here, so.
My guess is a holding that was, oh, he's waving off, no foul.
All right, so the flag is picked up. The Grapevine offense takes over with 3:40 left in regulation, and will be at their own 23-yard line.
That's the second time we've had a false alarm flag tonight. Haven't seen that all season.
Hackbarth with the snap. They give it to Dunn, and hurdles over a defender, and gets to the 31-yard line. So good run there by Dunn to get things going, so it's a gain of 8.
Yeah, Dunn really is showing some strength, isn't he, tonight? He had that big run in the last series where he ran through a couple of tacklers, and this time we think he's down, but he's spinning out of tackles. Really some hard running, and Coach DeBest keeping the starters out here, maybe because they didn't get a lot of play time in the first half. You have to get through those plays that you want to run, and so keep your number one offense on the field.
7-yard run for Demontrez Dunn, sets up 2nd and 3 for Grapevine. Dunn in the backfield with Hackbarth. Takes the snap, they go right back to Dunn. Follows his blockers, gets to the 35-yard line, continues to move the pile forward, and gets to the 41. And so a gain of 11, and move those chains for Grapevine. First down.
Yeah, so between Dunn and Bell tonight, this run game has really been explosive.
Right.
Well, at least in the second half when they've actually had the ball more. Both running backs have scored touchdowns. Both running backs have gobbled up big yardage. Both running backs have come through in the clutch tonight.
And most importantly, they are keeping the clock moving. 2:28 remaining in the fourth quarter. And Grapevine, of course, with this win, will move to 3-3 overall on the season. More importantly, 3-1 in district play.
They got to love that. It's all about getting to the playoffs, and to do that, you have to win in district.
And this is Dunn, who continues to get to the second level with ease here against this Southwest defense. They will mark him down to 48, so we'll call that a gain of 7.
Well, they are slicing through this defense like hot butter right now. Looks like McCaffrey going through our defensive line last week. Gosh.
And so they're actually going to call a gain of 8 here. They marked at the 49-yard line. Minute 47 to go in this one. And Grapevine just taking their time, getting to the line of scrimmage. 10 seconds left in the play on the play clock here.
Obviously, no rush.
No. Hackbarth takes the snap, right to Dunn, up the middle, has the first down, gets into Southwest territory, and gets to the 47-yard line.
Dun, dun, dun. That's what it sounds like when he's running the ball. Dun, dun, dun. Good job. Done. Good job, offensive line. This offensive line has really stepped up tonight. Kind of moving, guys are moving around, playing different positions. Hunter Cadill, for example, he's played 3 different positions on this offensive line already this year, and he's only a sophomore. So you can see that the offensive line is a little thin, but they are doing one heck of a job in this last second half.
Final minute of play here in regulation. 10 seconds left on the play clock. And Grapevine taking the field in victory formation. Hackbarth takes the snap. He will take the knee.
The best play you can run in football.
Exactly, and he will probably do that one more time. And Grapevine will secure this big district win As mentioned earlier, they will improve their district mark to 3-1 overall, which the way this regular season is set up, those district wins are gold nuggets. You got to collect as many as you can get.
Playoffs, playoffs, playoffs. That's all that matters. You know you're having a good night. Harrison Hackbarth, the play before, puts his arm around the official, lets them know they're going to take another knee. They're celebrating. They're telling the fans to get up off their feet, give us, and there you go. You're going to get on the 50. You can congratulate Southwest on a good football game. But Grapevine, that's a tremendous second half.
It was just a tale of two halves. It was 14-7 coming out of halftime. Grapevine then scores 26 unanswered points, and Southwest had absolutely no answer for them. And your final, of course, Grapevine is victorious tonight, 40-7 over the Southwest Raiders. Grapevine improves to 3-3 overall. Southwest falls to 2-5. We're going to see if we can get you some updated numbers just to get you an idea of what took place. Before we wrap things up from Fort Worth, but Tim, your thoughts on what took place here tonight?
Yeah, I think it was a weird first half. I think Southwest had a really good game plan. They probably threw some things at them that Grapevine maybe wasn't ready for. They controlled the clock. Grapevine just 9 plays in the first half. But that second half, much more indicative of what we're used to from Grapevine. The defense really buttoned down. They got their stuff together. They made some big plays on the back end, right? We saw a big pass breakup from Burns down in the corner of the end zone. Perfectly played ball. And the offense was unbelievable. They scored on every drive they had the ball in the second half outside of the victory. They went to punt one time. Hayden Rhodes with one of the plays of the game from the punting position, runs that fake punt. And then you get Darius Burns, the receiver, who gets that quick screen, his first catch of the year, and boom, he's off to the races for a touchdown. Everybody's getting involved. I loved what I saw in that second half tonight, and they're going to take that momentum into next week.
Well, I'll tell you what, we talked a lot about the Grapevine rushing attack. And so with that Grapevine rushing attack, of course, DeMontrez Dunn, 9 carries for 129 yards and 2 touchdowns. He had an absolutely tremendous game. But how about Harrison Hackbarth? Efficiency was the name of the game tonight for him. 6 for 6, 108 yards, and a touchdown. I mean, just enough to give that Southwest defense a little bit of a different look and open things up for the running game.
Yeah, Harrison isn't asked to throw the ball a lot because of the strong run game, but when he does, typically he is going to be efficient. He's only had maybe 1 or 2 games this year where he hasn't been as efficient as you would like. Some of that has been from drops. Some of it has been from additional pressure. But tonight he really put it together, and those receivers, they didn't drop a single thing. Brady Wagner had a catch. You had Dunn having catches. You had Connor Bell. You had Burns. I mean, the ball was getting spread around. So good for Harrison Hackbarth. Feel good about yourself. You're a senior, and you are doing everything you can to help this team get to the playoffs, which is your only goal when I talked to you earlier in the year.
Well, of course, at Grapevine, their front seven, they had to endure a lot, especially throughout this entire game. They gave up nearly 300 yards on the ground. And this is not necessarily for a lack of scheming or everything. I mean, this Southwest running game really gave them a lot of fits. I mean, Martavius Boswell had himself a great game, 29 carries for 183 yards. If you're getting over 6 yards a pop, I mean, you're doing something good. And then, of course, Cooper Suttis had almost 100 yards himself. So, Southwest was throwing some things at him, especially in the first half, that, Grapevine was kind of on their heels for a little bit, and it was a very tight first half. But, of course, Grapevine finding a way to get things figured out. And even after that 14-7 lead, they took into halftime. This was after Southwest got that touchdown. Of course, you go up to 26 unanswered points as they did in the second half and completely pitching a shutout. I mean, that's some great coaching done by Bob DeBest.
Yeah, and that's what he's known for. That's what this Grapevine staff is known for. Of course, this staff is completely new this year. At least offensively, there's only a few guys left. Defensively, they're all gone. Offensively, there's only a couple of guys left. Coach DeBest has been here for a few years, but this team is always well coached. And look at DeBest now, talking to his players, letting them know, hey, this is a great job, happy, celebrate. But it's probably letting them know, hey, we can still do better. And we know that they can do better. I know they can do better because we've seen it. That first half, we're going to throw it away. It was odd. They were good to be able to stop them in the red zone. I think that was huge for Grapevine. They were able to stop them. They were able to produce a turnover down there in the red zone, and that was the key of that first half, to keep it down to 14-7, to give yourself a chance coming out of halftime You come out of halftime, you score on the very first play, and that set the tone for the second half.
And, of course, Grapevine will now turn their attention to O.D. Wyatt from Fort Worth. They will make a visit to Mustang Panther Stadium next week, and we'll go back to a Friday night schedule. Of course, we'll have it here on Tradio as well next week. We'll hopefully that you'll be able to join us for that. But hard to believe we are 3 weeks away from the postseason. If you would have told us that just a few weeks ago, I mean, we would have looked at you a little bit of a side eye there. But obviously, this is just a testament to how quickly this season has gone. And of course, we're now going to take it down to the field with the third member of our broadcast team, Carly Isabel, who has head coach Bob DeBest. This post-game interview brought to you by
Do you want to have a player talk to or no? This field?
And we'll go ahead and throw it down to the field now where Carly Isabel is standing by with Grapevine head coach Bob DeBest.
Hey, Hunter, come here. Talk good offensive line. How about that?
Okay, you want to come on this side of me real quick? Okay, Coach, good evening. What a great win that was.
Yeah, it was a really great win. I'm telling you, you don't know how great it was because we knew going in that Southwest was going to be more than a worthy opponent. We knew that athletically we were going to be challenged, and that's exactly what it was in the first half. And, we were kind of teetering a little bit, both sides of the ball. And the kids came out and absolutely took charge of the game in the second half. I mean, it was just fun for me as a coach to sit back and watch, and I couldn't be more proud. I just told them I'm proud to be their head coach. I've never been more proud.
Hunter, what do you think the difference between the first half and the second half was?
Just bringing more energy, everyone coming closer together. That was the main part, everyone sticking together, not falling apart in the second half.
Well, you did great. Thank you so much. Thank you, Coach. It was a great win. Congratulations.
Great interview there by Carly Isbell. Thank you so much, Carly, for getting coach and Hunter Cadell. Hunter, he is one of the most fascinating stories of the offensive line. He's played 3 different positions. He's played 4. He's played center, both guards. He's played tackle. He's versatile. He's done everything for this team. It's nice to see him get some love there on the broadcast. Well-deserved.
A well-deserved win, and of course you have to be quite relieved if you are the Grapevine coaching staff. I mean, what a job they did, especially making those second half adjustments. And of course, it'll be a celebratory bus ride back to the Grapevine High School campus for these Mustangs, and a well-deserved celebration here tonight, a school night celebration nonetheless. But it is a Thursday night win and something that they will take. And we're going to go back down to Carly Isabel right now, who's got a couple of the Grapevine players down there. And it looks like she's got Harrison Hackbarth and DeMontrez Dunn.
Okay, Harrison, what was the message that Coach gave y'all during halftime?
He just said, we got to come out in the second half strong. That first half, I mean, we were up, but it was definitely not our strongest half of football. So he said, make sure we come out like hair on fire, just get after them. And that's what we did, and it felt great.
DeMontrez, how do you feel about this game win?
Great as always. Any win feels great, especially with the guys I work with every day, Monday through Friday.
Well, congratulations to both of y'all. Thank y'all.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Have a good night. Bye.
Thank you.
Well, I'd love to see Harrison Hackbarth in there. Dunn, of course, the workhorse. We see Brady, Wagner, and a few other Mustangs getting in on the action. You're right. This is going to be a heck of a bus ride home.
And there's going to be a lot of celebrating there on that bus ride. And we are going to wrap things up here from Herman Clark Stadium in Fort Worth. I want to thank you for joining us here for the special Thursday night edition of Mustang Friday Night. For my broadcast partner, Tim Smith, our executive producer, Trey Bell, and all of us here at Tradio, we thank you for joining us from Fort Worth. Once again, your final, the Grapevine Mustangs victorious 40-7 over the Southwest Raiders. For all of us here at Tradio, this is Philip Kern signing off from Fort Worth. Have a good night, everybody.